604 Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP, mornings with Brian Haldane off and running. Brian here with you. JP producing, starting you off at 74 degrees in downtown Baton Rouge. Ready to rock and roll today's show. Ready to knock out a little bit of Thursday action. We're all over the map today, y'all. We got Haggai in for a cup of tech gumbo. We're talking accountability and education with Liz Smith from the Baton Rouge Alliance for Students. Of course, Crimestoppers could be coming your way later on today. And then in the 8 o'clock hour, the folks from Bella's Ball and the Queen and Bally's Baton Rouge going to stop by as well. But before we get to anything else, you know how we start off. Top stories and trending. Let's go.
Number 5.
If you're used to voting absentee, it's going to look a little different this year. Secretary of State Nancy Landry announcing the newly redesigned absentee voting envelopes will be used for the October 11th elections. If you've made a request for one, you should expect to see the redesigned envelopes in the upcoming days.
Number 4.
Our Lady of the Lake Health announced yesterday they're launching a $55 million emergency department renovation or emergency room renovation. The hospital said the multi-phase project will transform and enhance the region's only level 1 trauma center at Our Lady of the Lake Medical Center. The renovation is set to start in the fall. It'll take place over the course of 3 different phases.
Number 3.
Breck continues to catch up on their audits. 2023 is now in the books, pun intended. Financial statements were deemed in order. There were a few minor notes, most of which were about turning things in or reporting things on time, which isn't surprising when you turn in your 2023 audit in 2025.
Number 2.
East Baton Rouge school system considering several changes to transportation to fill a shortage of bus drivers. According to the agenda for this evening's meeting, the board plans to consider implementing a $500 stipend to any EBR public school system employee who recruits a new school bus driver. Additionally, they will consider an increase in the hourly rate for extra routes taken by current bus drivers, bumping that up to $18 an hour.
Number 1.
A judge yesterday directed the City Parish's Civil Service Board to not, for now, consider placing the region's emergency medical service workers under the Baton Rouge Fire Chief. Mayor President Sid Edwards has said back in June he wanted to merge the fire department with EMS, prompting questions among first responders and others about how a new operation would work. East Baton Rouge, we have several different fire departments within the parish. What you got, JP?
Well, possibly air troops, but definitely not ground troops. That's the word from the White House as we get the parameters. Moving forward with Russia, perimeters. Moving forward with Russia and Ukraine.
So Ron Burgundy.
Oh my gosh, man, what is going on?
Because I haven't gotten my coffee either
one
yet.
sip. I know. I was just thinking
I
about
haven't
that.
gone back downstairs yet.
Oh man, I had one sip and I'm like, oh man, I need more. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, what are we looking at here? I mean, are we possible?
It keeps escalating.
Yeah,
it was
this is
money. It was money from others, and now the potential of air troops. All right.
Yeah.
I mean, not exactly how a puppet would act, but you know. See, that's the hard part.
Yeah.
That's the hard part is you can't call Donald Trump Russia's puppet if he's threatening to put troops in the air.
That's right. So now what? Now what new narrative will be spun on this? Hey, Eric Menendez meets with the California Parole Board today to see if he will be set free. His brother Lyle gets his turn tomorrow.
I mean, we're 30 years in the making on this, so okay. And everything that's come to light since then, I guess time served will do it.
Yeah, but there's a worry, right? There's a worry. I mean, do these guys still pose a threat?
I don't think so.
Just given the circumstances that
they've only gone to jail for killing their parents, and they're all out of those. So unless they can find new parents, I think we're good.
So anyway, Rich,
just keep moving, man. Keep moving.
Rich Eisen hosted SportsCenter Monday night, and the people are speaking up. Fans have been very vocal the last few days on social media, telling ESPN we want our old SportsCenter back.
So I did not watch SportsCenter on Monday night, and then I started seeing the TikToks roll through on Tuesday, and then yesterday even more of them, and it's like they brought back the old school intro. I mean, when Rich Eisen, okay, so when it was Dan Patrick and Keith Olbermann, that was the best of the best. That was the absolute pinnacle of SportsCenter. And then you had Craig Kilborn, who was an amazing talent as well. But when it was Rich Eisen and Stuart Scott, I think that was the peak of its popularity. So, oh man, I miss Stuart Scott. That dude was so awesome. But yeah, getting a taste of that back again. All right, let's go. I mean, if ESPN's got Rich Eisen back, because with the NFL Network or with NFL buying 10% or whatever, however that the whole deal works, if we can get Rich Eisen back, I'll take that. I'll watch a little Sports Center again.
Yeah, and I don't think you're alone in that at all.
No, it's been quite vocal on social media. We're coming up on 610 at Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP. We're also coming up on the first football game of the season for LSU. Actually, you know what? There's football this weekend for Baton Rouge. That would be Southern University taking on North Carolina. Coastal State. I'm getting the name of it wrong. It's the SWAGMEAC Challenge. So Southern will be playing this week. LSU will play next week. The following week, we get a home game for LSU. That's why I want to tell you about the folks over at Matherns, because they're right there on campus. They're directly across the street from Tiger Stadium. If you are just bouncing from tailgate to tailgate, like let's say you park down there by the softball field, right, and then by Tiger Park, and then you make your way up. You'll get the whole row of tailgates right there along Skip Burtman Drive, and then before you get to Nicholson, Matherns is right there. Pop in, grab yourself a nice cold beer. Grab yourself maybe a bowl of jambalaya or whatever they got going on. Now, meanwhile, if you have your own tailgate spot and you forgot something, Matherns has got you covered. And if you really want the pro tip, get your tailgate catered. I mean, it's such ease of use, especially considering when they're right there on campus. It's Matherns.
Paratroopers. That's what I was. Parameters. Like I was thinking paratroopers. That's why. Dang it. That's what it was. North Carolina Central.
Talk 107.3 proudly supports Mayor President Sid Edwards' Men for Others campaign and the upcoming Battle on the Bluff High School Jamboree. Watch as 12 area teams compete from Thursday, August 28th through Friday, August 29th at A.W. Mumford Stadium on the campus of Southern University. Get more information and purchase your tickets today at talk1073.com. It is sports time here at Talk 107.3 FM. LSU, as the football team continues to prepare, there were breaking down, different items from last year's team. Explosive plays were kind of in short order when it came to punt returns. Wide receiver Xavier Thomas, he averaged about 4.5 yards per return, 66 total return yards during the entire season. That's not a lot. It's not much. Now, I know what we've seen from the special teams in the past, what we've seen from the punt return team specifically in the past is just hold on to the dadgum ball. Fair catch it. Let's start our offense. We're going to have a good offense. But head coach Brian Kelly says he wants the Tigers to be a little more reliable on special teams this year.
We didn't flip the field with our feet. In other words, we didn't flip the field very often with the punt game. We need to flip the field and put the pressure on offenses. And we didn't do a very good job of that last year. We have game breakers. We know that they can flip the field. So you punt it to us, we want to return that son of a gun every single time.
Was he Fenster from Usual Suspects? They said they flip you. Flip you for real. LSU hired special teams analyst Aman Anand in January after he helped lead Grambling in the SWAC in kick return yards. Anand has placed a focus on special teams, becoming more group-oriented than it's been in the past. Kelly says he likes what's going on, what Anand has done in his short time here in Baton Rouge.
I think he's very bright. I think he breaks special teams down to its fundamental form. I think he's done an incredibly great job of utilizing the entire coaching staff. So everybody's involved. The entire coaching staff's involved and really breaking it down to its details.
Of course, August 30th will be kickoff for LSU and Clemson. August 30th over on our sister station, Eagle 98.1. Can't wait, y'all. It's once we fully get into it, just so much to look forward to this season. On the NFL front, we've got 2 games tonight for the last weekend or the last week of preseason football in the NFL before we get ready for real NFL action. Steelers at Panthers tonight. That is going to be 6 p.m. on the NFL Network and on Amazon Prime Video. You get the Patriots at the Giants. That will kick off at 7 p.m. Don't forget, coming up tomorrow night, there will be plenty as well. Let's see. Tomorrow, you got Eagles at Jets, Falcons at Cowboys, Vikings at Titans, Bears at Chiefs, and then everybody else will play on Saturday, which we'll tell you about that as we get closer to Saturday, which would include the Saints playing on Saturday as they will welcome Sean Payton back into the Superdome. It's the Broncos at the Saints will be noon kickoff on Saturday on our sister station, Eagle 98.1. Tomorrow will, of course, be Foodie Friday right here on Talk 107.3 FM, and Foodie Friday is always brought to you by not always, half the year. It's brought to you by the Louisiana Beef Industry Council. We celebrate beef throughout grilling season from roughly Memorial Day through Labor Day. However, we've kind of extended this on into football season as you don't stop grilling once we kick off, right? Well, tomorrow we'll be celebrating beef with the folks from Rouge Creole. Can't wait for this. Rouge Creole going to be in the house. I don't even know what we're making. I just know if it's coming from Rouge, it's going to be awesome. And maybe share a few tricks of the trade, talk with their chef maybe a little bit about, what we could be doing in our own kitchens, what we could be doing on our own grill to up our grill game, up our foodie game overall. That's the whole point of Foodie Friday. That's why Louisiana Beef Industry Council hopped on board in the first place, is to say, look, if you're helping folks become a little bit better, either indoors, outdoors, wherever you're cooking, that's what they're here for. And if you want to pick up some recipes, check out beefitswhatsfordinner.com. If you want to learn more about the protein, iron, vitamins, and nutrients, 10 vitamins and nutrients within beef, beefitswhatsfordinner.com. If you want to up your grilling game, beefitswhatsfordinner.com. We are coming up on 620 at Talk 107.3 FM WBRP, which means we're going to check in with the Fox Business Report. I'll get you a look at traffic right after that. Man, we've got a weird hodgepodge of news stories that just kind of don't make sense. I'm going to break those down right after we check our Fox Business Report and traffic here on Talk 107.3 FM. Don't forget Haggai Davis coming up with a cup of tech gumbo at 6:35. Staff topics to cover there. Right now, here's the Fox Business Report. Good morning. Boy, Tony Clayton never lets us down, does he?
Show.
I see dead people.
We saw dead people.
Hey, everybody, watch a murder.
Yeah.
All right, now here's just this dead guy on the ground.
With
There's a whole lot of blood.
With 21 holes in him as he lays there. Yeah. Well, there may be a little bit of foul language in some of the rap videos, but you get the point. I capped that motherfucker. Great.
I mean, I love it, though, because we need that kick in the ass once in a while.
Oh, God, yeah.
Especially at a group like Rotary, where it's service above self, right? And if we don't realize the depth of the reality that's going on out there, I don't think anybody can actually dive. You know, it's nice to go and read a book to a school class once in a while, but that shit is beyond alarming.
That stuff is going on 5 air miles from my house.
Yeah.
And 10 air miles from where we were having lunch. And you feel nice and safe at home and doing your thing and going on about life, and not quite next door, but just on a block or two away, shit like that's going down, and it's like, oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I loved his answers at the end when they kept asking, well, what are you trying to do in advance? He said, that ain't where my job is. I mean, that's social workers. My job is
Well,
once they commit the problem, then they go to jail.
What are you doing to make sure that? Been working on that for over a generation. How's that working out for you?
Multiple generations. How many times have we heard Hiller talk about how they have no expectation to live past 25 or to be not in jail.
Right.
And how old were they? They were all born in 2020, 2022, in 2002.
Mm-hmm.
They were
Oldest one was 1999.
Yeah. And they're all in jail for life if they're not dead. There were some people who were not happy with that presentation. And
They weren't happy the last time he was there.
exactly.
And-
They don't want that stark reality to hit them.
Right.
Well, too bad.
I will tell you, this one was a lot more graphic than the last time.
Oh, absolutely. Talking about Tony Clayton yesterday at Rotary.
District attorney on the other side of the river.
He was talking about this one gang over on the west side.
Young and reckless.
The young and reckless. And there were roughly 20 to 30 of them, and showed the video, the surveillance, the security camera video outside of a store there in New Roads of this guy being told, okay, green light, take him down. And then they showed him surveillance.
Hang on. All right, here we go. Traffic-wise, what are we looking at today? Sorry. I just zeroed that out here. All right, I-12 westbound coming in from Livingston Parish. We're not nearly as bad as we were at about this time yesterday. You might tap your brakes a little bit when you're back by... Oh, goodness gravy, what did I do? All right, might tap your brakes a little bit as you're hopping on 12 by Range Avenue. Other than that, it's smooth sailing. It's also smooth sailing on I-10 westbound coming in from Ascension Parish. Meanwhile, I-10 eastbound coming in from West Baton Rouge looks good as well. I-110 also looking good in both directions. Both bridges are wide open. Surface streets, we got one accident to report. It's from a little over a half an hour ago, and it has been moved off the roadway. It's South Wooddale at Parkland Drive. That's it for your look at traffic from the Talk 107.3 Traffic Center. 625, Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP, mornings with Brian Haldane, rolling right along. Don't forget about the Louisiana Business Weekly podcast, your source for the latest in Louisiana's business landscape. I'm the host, but it is definitely not my show. We're talking with business leaders every single week, and another episode, the new episode should drop, I want to say tomorrow. If we might be able to get it in today, but it's probably going to be tomorrow when we talk with Simpson Sports Engineering. Think about this. It's about to be high school football time. We're about to have Friday night lights all throughout Louisiana, right? Who put that field out there? Especially the turf fields. That's what they do with Simpson Sports Engineering. Fascinating conversation with Jesse Simpson. It'll be up at talk1073.com tomorrow. And, of course, the podcast for business is brought to you by the Bank for Business. That would be Currency Bank. Currency.bank is the website. Currency.bank if you wanted to check out their online presence, if you want to see them in real life. Go visit my guy Scott and the whole team over there in Town Center, where you'll find Currency Bank. All right, we're rolling up on 626 to Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP. Help me make sense of this. Deputies arrested a woman after she allegedly attacked a wheelchair-bound man when he accused her of cheating on him early Wednesday morning, according to the East Baton Rouge Parish Sheriff's Office. 42-year-old Linda Jackson is accused of hitting the man, who has one leg, with a duffel bag while trying to choke him. Arrest documents show that the man began cussing at Jackson and accusing her of cheating, leading to an argument that became physical when Jackson packed the duffel bag. Documents say the man grabbed it from her, threw it across the room. She then picked up the bag and hit the man twice with it before pushing him onto the bed and choking him. This is where I get lost. I was cool up until now. All right. We'll circle back after I finish out the story. A witness told the sheriff's office that she by the way, I'm grabbing this from our news partners at WBRC. A witness told the sheriff's office she walked into the room after overhearing the two yelling at each other and intervened, telling Jackson to get off of him. Jackson was booked in the East Baton Rouge Parish Prison for domestic abuse battery and simple battery of the infirm. I want to go back to this one sentence because this is where I get lost. She then picked up the bag and hit the man twice with it before pushing him onto the bed and choking him. We're never, ever going to make light of domestic violence on this show. But I thought he was in a wheelchair. She pushed him from the wheelchair onto the bed? That's a hell of a shove. 42-year-old Linda Jackson defying physics. My goodness. Has anybody else out there got the same visual I do? Like he rolls on into the room, says, "You've been cheating on me. You've been two-timing me. You've been, getting around with both your legs." And she says, "That's it. I've had it." Starts packing a bag. He says, "Oh, no, you don't. See wheels on over there." Grabs the bag from her, flings it across the room. And then she shoves him from chair to bed. Okay, there's gravitational forces that would defy this.
Yeah. Maybe she got real low. And then from the back.
Wide stance.
Yeah, wide stance from the back.
Real low. Push up.
Yeah.
Could have been that way. It could have been that way. We're not quite to football season yet, but, the low man has leverage. Or in this case, the low woman has leverage.
She's had training for this.
This is training camp.
It is. It is. Good thing you landed on the bed too, because the one peg.
Man, I'm telling you,
it's
like that could have.
Did she do it from a 3-point stance or 4?
I'm guessing. It was. I looked at the mug shot. I don't think she's coming out of either. I think she just got a low base. I don't think any fingers hit the carpet.
She's the star backer.
That's yeah.
That's tough.
Maybe we could break this down with Don in Crimestoppers at 7:35. I don't know. It just sometimes when you read a story and domestic violence in Baton Rouge is very, very serious. And domestic violence everywhere is very, very serious. But sometimes when you're reading a story, something trips you up. My guy went from chair to bed with a shove. 6:30, let's catch news, traffic, weather. Haggai Davis, I've set the table perfectly for him. We'll do Tech Gumbo next. I have sent off to get you a new intro, so it should be up next week.
But really, though, I mean, yeah, you got to get creative. I mean, you got to have some real force behind it too. I mean,
Is there a iPhone charger over there?
there is.
Can I have it, please?
Yeah.
Thank you. And good morning, Christy.
What are you doing now?
We have pedestrians that are. We have more pedestrians.
Oh
killed
no,
than
but I
those
mean, who's he working for that he's this?
Rudy Macklin, the governor's office, to find a way to cut me a check.
Okay.
I don't remember what he used to be like the head of physical fitness, which made sense. I don't know what he's doing talking about pedestrians now. Oh, holy cow. So Byron Slick, I'm stumped on how she did it.
Oh, yeah. shout out to 180 Pros kind of stuff.
Yeah.
One of the stories we talked about, in addition to the Australia, is California is the Senate has already passed the bill that if a police officer uses AI to write a report, it has to be noted somewhere that AI helped write the report,
Okay.
which you may bring up for Don kind of stuff later if you want.
Well, you said bring up the Don?
Yeah, or if you wanted to. I mean, actually, it might be interesting to bring up to Franz next week. As a defense attorney, if a cop uses AI, are you wanting to know that? How much longer does McKay have before she leaves?
Next week.
She's going back to Georgia.
Yeah, wherever she's from, yeah.
I think she's from Georgia. There's been a lot of things said about me. That's not one.
637 Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP, mornings with Brian Haldane, rolling right along. All right, it is time to check in the wide world of technology, and there's a lot of headlines right now that I think we're going to pull a lot out of. We got Cup of Tech Gumbo coming your way. The construction tape is up right now. The new intro for Cup of Tech Gumbo should be up next week. How are you, brother?
I'm so excited, Brian. I got a new home.
You got a new home?
That's right. I'm at 180 Pros now.
That's right. Okay, and that's part of putting the new intro together.
That's right.
What is 180 Pros?
180 Pros is an IT company here in Baton Rouge. We're a local company, and we're a full service IT solutions company that with PCs, working on your network, cybersecurity, the whole thing. So, yeah, I'm the COO. They recruited me to come in and help run the company. And so I'm in the middle of my second week of doing it and just having a blast.
Awesome. 180 Pros, the new home base there. That's cool.
180pros.com, 180pros.com. Check us out.
We got a lot to talk about today,
Yes.
and I would be remiss if I didn't start on literally the other side of the world, in the land down Nunda. Australia is rolling out a ban on social media for kids under 16. I'm getting a look at the story, and I'm split. I get it, but I'm kind of split my take on this. Give me the background.
So, Australia has passed a law, and it was passed with 77% approval ratings that children 15 and under will not be allowed to access social media, whether it's TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, Snapchat, any one of those social media platforms. You have to be 16 or older to be able to access it. And the country is very excited about it. The kids obviously are not.
Well, obviously.
And the moms and dads down under want their kids out playing on the footy, the football field for Australian rules, football or soccer or rugby or whatever the sport that they want to go get on a bike, go climb a tree, go hang out with your friends, but quit looking at digital screens when you're a little kid.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the goal.
Yeah, well, obviously.
And so it's going to be real interesting. This law goes into effect December 10th. There's a lot of privacy concerns that how much information, personal information, do you have to give up to prove that you're 16 or older to get on these social media platforms? If you're already a 63-year-old man and you've had your Facebook account for a long time, on December 10th, am I going to have to go put in my ID that shows I'm not 15 anymore?
Correct.
Or if you're that 14-year-old kid who's been on TikTok, are you going to are you going to be immediately kicked off? Because these platforms all know how old everybody is.
Mm-hmm.
They know within a couple of days of your exact age. And, are you going to get mom and dad to give you the password to put in the parental okays to let my 12-year-old play on social media? Or is it just going to lock it down and say, nope, that's it, you can't do it?
Got a couple problems here, and you blew right past the first one. You listed YouTube as one of the social media outlets.
Yes.
How is YouTube social media?
Well, because you can comment on it, you can watch the video, and you can make comments and share comments back and forth and that's no different than watching a video on TikTok and making comments.
Interesting. Our own Attorney General, Liz Murrell, has filed a suit against Roblox.
Yes.
Is Roblox social media?
Yes, and it is a cesspool for kids.
Is Roblox included in this Australian
it will be.
ban? Oh,
Well,
it will be?
I don't know that for certain. I would
It's a gaming
imagine
site. It's not a social media. It's a gaming site.
and that's a real interesting point. Is that because it's a gaming site for kids to help them learn to develop and buy a lot of stuff and micro purchases along the way, and make sure you get mom and dad's credit card associated with your account, and then creepy people get on there and go after kids. And
the number of things that me and my son look up, James he's the most curious one, right? The number of things he looks up on YouTube, I mean, it can't be counted in a day. The amount of learning he gets done on YouTube.
I 100% agree. That's the one that's going to be the hardest for me, because there's so much educational information on YouTube, not just stupid jokes and videos of.
They got that too.
They got that too, but every time I need to fix something around the house that I've never done, the first thing I do is go to YouTube and look at the video and how to do it. And because it's a treasure trove of information, but yet it is considered a social media platform,
which is baffling to me, because social media is the background. There's a comment section for sure, but the direct communication back and forth between two folks is not the lead for YouTube. The content is the lead.
I agree. I don't get how you equate YouTube with TikTok. Just because they're both showing videos.
Essentially, though, TikTok is, when I think, the social media that I want the kids to avoid is the one where the interaction is the lead. The Instagrams of the world, any place that has more DMs than it has content. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, those are the big three right there. And here's the other, and Snapchat. Oh my gosh, Snapchat. Yeah. But here's the other thing is, when they have a set of a list of parameters, and what those, and what defines social media, someone's going to just come out with something to skirt it.
Is Discord going to be thrown in there as social media?
Is the WhatsApp?
That's a great question. They did not list everything that's going to fall underneath here. They certainly, mentioned the YouTubes, the Facebooks, the Instagrams, the TikToks and Twitters. Those were listed.
Yeah,
but they didn't go into detail as to who or which platforms it is that's going to be blocked for these kids.
I think the intended goal here is not going to be reached, but they're going to jam a lot of stuff up.
What's going to be interesting to see is what kind of fortitude does the Australian government have to stick with this, because they're going to get a lot of blowback. There's going to be a lot of gnashing of teeth and wailing and pitchforks burning and all that kind of stuff. And Are they going to stick with it for more than 90 days? Are they
Right.
going to try? Can they get to one full year? What happens? Can you get into the second year with it? It's a fascinating experiment with social engineering of what's going to happen.
Okay, my next question is, do the social medias have to play along in order for this to be implemented?
If they want to have their content seen on the continent of Australia,
Mhm.
yes.
So there is room for the possibility that, like, Mark Zuckerberg could say pound sand. I'm not limiting this in this way. If y'all want to shut me down on Australia, go ahead.
Yeah.
And then the folks on Australia will kick back and say, no. We want our Meta, we want our Facebook, we want our Messenger, like we want our Instagram. Like, I don't think Australia's a big enough market for them to have this kind of pull with some of the more, some of the bigger global social media networks.
I agree. I Facebook in the past has threatened to pull off of the Australian continent before,
Yeah.
and Australia backed off. And it was advertising dollars and how that was kind of being shared with content. But it'll be real fascinating because now you're going to force these social media companies to build a system of checking your ID and how much content. Do I have to show my driver's license? Do I have to give up my passport image? What do I have to do to prove I'm older than 15? And then what are you going to do with that information once I give you that information?
Correct. Also correct. All right, that's where we got to push pause. He's Haggai Davis. We do a cup of tech gumbo this time every week. Let's break. Check traffic. Check your money now. We'll continue next. I'll be right back.
Okay. Hey, Troy, that's awesome.
Yeah, Troy, glad your dad's surgery went well. Good to know. Yeah.
Renee, it's a great point. She says on social media, she's talking about, is this going to be the new drinking age of 21? Well, how many 18-year-olds are out there drinking? How many 15, 16-year-olds in high school are out drinking? I you know, I think the idea of trying to get 12, 13, 14, 15-year-olds off of these social media platforms because it's bad for their mental health is a great idea. The enforcement of it is going to be really difficult. And or just how you make it play entirely. You're putting so many factors at risk. Because if Facebook does a really good job with your personal information and stores it securely, but TikTok doesn't,
Yeah, that's the.
or if Snapchat has Swiss cheese for security, and here's my driver's license with all my information on it. Well, it's just a driver's license, but I mean, there's my name, address, and all that stuff is there. It does concern me. But it's the same thing with the age verification for the porn sites around the country. Okay, great, that's good. We don't want our kids going to these sites, but if I've got to give you my information, those sites don't have the best security records.
Yeah.
So Leanne Westman, I have a 4-year-old who likes to watch videos on there, and she, with a certain creator who was a kid, she started having nightmares. I immediately stopped allowing her to watch videos. good parenting, Leanne. Stop your kid from doing something like that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
PBS for kids is another good thing, Leanne.
PBS for kids?
Yeah.
Let's hope they don't have a comment section because then it'll be social media.
Fair enough.
Fell asleep at my desk last night doing show prep. And woke back up again around like 12:30. My wife was, I think, Christy woke up to go to the bathroom. She's like, "You okay?" I'm like, oh, oh.
Yeah.
I was out.
Yeah. Feel like that sometimes.
.652 Talk 107.3 FM WBRP mornings with Brian Haldane. Rolling right along. Cup of Tech Gumbo with Haggai Davis. Continuing right now. Let's talk zero-click search.
Okay.
That's the hot buzzword in the SEO world, in the online marketing world. Zero-click search. And you had a story this week where it's not just about the sales end here, but headline, Google might not believe it, but its AI summaries are bad news for publishers.
So when you do the Google search now, because they're giving you the artificial intelligence paragraph answer instead of the immediate 500 or 5,000 links, people are getting their answers, so they're not clicking on all of the links. And so search engine optimization is becoming a whole lot less important, because it doesn't matter if you're on page 1, page 5, or page 50. People aren't clicking even the links on page 1, the top link anymore, because Google is giving you that answer.
So the old joke was if you wanted to hide a dead body, put it on page 2 of Google.
Right.
Now it's anything off screen, because you're going to have that paragraph right there. And I will admit to it, I see the paragraph, and about half the time, the paragraph is enough.
Absolutely. And even if you expand the paragraph, you're still not clicking on somebody's link.
Right.
You're not going to the New York Times or the Wall Street Journal's story or Bloomberg or wherever that link came from for the answer to your search. It's giving you the search. It's the same thing if you go to ChatGPT or Claude or Copilot or Gemini, and boom, there's your answer. Well, when you're just doing your basic Google search and you're getting that answer, that whole paragraph written out, people are really, really kind of concerned that, especially a lot of folks who spent a lot of time in the search engine optimization world, they're becoming less important now.
Okay, but they're becoming less important and more important at the same time, because mastering zero-click search is the next step in SEO.
Absolutely. So now, instead of being the top link or the top on the first page of links, you want to be the link that Google references.
Right.
And maybe you will click on that.
No, but even if you don't, if they're pulling your content and you're branded within your content, that's the win.
That's the win. But if you're not that one,
right?
Even if you're number 2 or number 3,
I understand.
Too bad you didn't click on it. And maybe if you're really, kind of looking for multiple sources, when I'm putting together the show, if I'll see a story, I will go find 2 or 3 articles that reference the exact same kind of information to get a couple of different views to make sure I get as much of the story as I can.
Right.
So I'm a little different in that maybe I am looking for that second and third resource, but not many people are. Most people want the answer and move on.
Well, because for most people, for most searches, one answer is sufficient.
Absolutely.
This isn't people not doing their due diligence. It's just if you just, how many people live in Peoria, I don't have to click through on that.
No. If you're asking what's 1 plus 1, and if it gives you 2 in the paragraph, you don't have to verify.
Yeah.
You got your answer. Move
Right.
on.
I give you a perfect example for my show prep, okay? In talking about carbon capture, I believe that carbon capture could be the mulligan we get from the oil and gas industry.
Heard you talking the other day with Lamoga. Yeah.
Okay. Houston is 7 times the size of New Orleans today. It was twice the size of New Orleans back in 1970. And I know this because I Googled it and got those answers through the AI paragraph.
Sure.
I didn't click through on the answers. One question, one answer. That's all I needed. And nobody got to click through on it.
But yet Google had that information.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't have an ad blocker on your Google search, Google still put in some kind of ad for something else that you might be interested on that page. If you have any kind of an ad blocker, you're not even seeing that.
Right. Well, most of us don't see it anyway because of right rail blindness, but that's even without the ad blocker, our eyes focus on what we need to.
Absolutely.
Before we get you out of here, California lawmakers are advancing a new bill that would require police officers to disclose when they use generative AI to write reports. Oh my God, I would hope so.
So it's a good thing and hey, look, if these police officers and deputies and whatnot want to use AI to generate their reports, great. That's fine. Use the tool. But let everybody know that you were using AI, because if you're using AI to summarize the video on the body cam that you were wearing,
right,
you really want to make sure that what was on that video is accurate, that this AI didn't have a little hallucination.
Right.
And all of a sudden start making up things that it might have seen, or if it sees other stuff and it talks about other things that's not important,
right,
and it lists and misses the main part of the story. Well, you need to have some connotation, because if you're a Franz Borgart defense attorney,
yeah,
you're going to want to see that video yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And oh wait, this report left out or this report has this. That wasn't part of the event. So
right.
Yes, I think this is a good law. Right now, it's only passed the California Senate. It's moving across to the House over there, and the governor has said he will sign it when he gets it. It's a popular law, or a popular bill rather, and this is a good way to put some kind of guardrails around the use of artificial intelligence. You're using the tool, but you're letting everybody know even if it's just summarize, and then I'm going back and making my notes from a summary of the video, or from your elongated notes that you wrote while you were on scene.
It's anything that would be used in court later on can be picked apart. AI is not. We don't want AI for this.
We don't.
I know it's a time saver for the officer, and I know it makes sense to get them back out on the street sooner. But I just, man alive.
Well, you cannot deny that they're going to use it. You can't stick our head in the sand and say, "Oh, please don't use AI." Everyone is going to be using AI at some point or another, and okay, let's at least acknowledge that it's being used.
Mm-hmm.
That's the main point of this is, if you did, fine, but we know it now.
He's Haggai Davis. Get your full serving of Tech Gumbo Saturday and Sunday right here on Talk 107.3 FM, and of course, anywhere you get your podcasts. Thank you much.
Anytime, Brian.
We got top of the hour coming your way. Here's the latest from ABC News. Yo!
You seen that viral video?
Which one?
AFB? Outside the Assembly Center, dude? You gotta see that one. It's unbelievable. Ain't the same LSU I graduated from in '84, dude. Scroll down a little bit.
Oh, the twerking on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait.
They weren't doing that when we were there, Richard.
No, that's why I said it's crazy. How come I just pulled it up over there? It was on the headline news. Yeah, right there. Watch this shit, bro. That's amazing. That's incredible. And the police station's like right there.
Oh.
Yeah. Basically hanging off the outer deck of the PMAC.
Oh, Dion. This isn't news. This is rage bait. That's what that is. The sole purpose of this story is to get people to say, "Back in my day,"
Which just happened.
exactly.
And I mean,
We didn't have fun. We did everything our parents said.
they even bring Liz Merle into this, and she wants to create an investigation.
You know, when I was at LSU, we were the #1 drinking school in the nation.
Yeah, so we're same thing when I was at LSU.
And by the way, when I was in school, they still had these printed things called magazines. And one of those magazines was called Playboy. And they had the girls of the SEC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there was an LSU student who would get naked for the camera. So acting up is not new.
Yeah. Oh yeah. The drinking age was still 18 when I was there, and
It turned on me. When I was 18, the drinking age was 18. When I turned 18, month and a half later, it turned 21. January 1, 1996.
yeah.
Yeah.
The legal drinking age was 18. If you were 15 and tall
Shit,
enough,
she could reach the counter, yeah.
I mean, that was the 70s and 80s. It was a different time. So the guys at the office, somebody's posting, who's on the radio? 107.3. They just said 180 Pro. Who's Haggai? And they're like, oh. All right, guys. I have to go inform my team that's me on the radio.
Oh, shoot. I'm supposed to go to the Baton Rouge Underground Film Festival today.
Oh, it starts today. Oh, yeah.
You got other plans now all of a sudden?
Carpool.
Yeah. Being that dad thing kind of gets in the way. Have a great weekend, guys.
All right,
Later on. I don't have to be there till 5. Okay. 7:05, Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP, mornings with Brian Haldane, rolling right along. Hour 2 coming your way right now. Brian here with you. JP producing. We got a busy second hour, y'all. We'll be talking with Liz Smith from the Baton Rouge Alliance for Students in our next segment. Let's talk a little bit about accountability in education. Also this hour, Lieutenant Don Capola from Crimestoppers, or with Crimestoppers, I should say, will be stopping by at 7:35. Man. Sorry, give me just a second. Coffee, I don't know. The coffee's just sitting right this morning, JP. Oh, yeah, if I just dart away from the microphone real quick, just play some music or something. That's okay. I'll tough it out until then.
All right.
Let's start off with top stories and trending.
Number 5.
Well, number 5 starts us off with what's going on today and tomorrow. The Baton Rouge Underground Film Festival is finally here, y'all. The film festival will be featuring more than 50 independent films over the next 2 days. Ribbon cutting, opening ceremonies will be tonight if you did not yet have your tickets. And there's plenty of screenings that are going to be going on. Everything will happen at the Manship Theater. I say tonight and tomorrow. It actually runs through the whole weekend.
Number 4.
If you're used to voting absentee, it's going to look a little different this year. Secretary of State Nancy Landry announcing newly redesigned absentee voting envelopes are going to be used for the October 11th elections. If you've already requested yours, you might expect it in the next few days.
Number 3.
$55 million worth of renovations coming to the emergency department at Our Lady of the Lake. They made the announcement yesterday. Their region's only level 1 trauma center is getting this upgrade. And the renovation is going to take part over 3 different phases.
Number 2.
Breck continues to catch up on their audits. 2023 is now in the books, pun intended. Financial statements were deemed in order. There were a few minor notes, most of which were about turning things in on time or reporting things in a timely manner. I guess you would get dinged on that when you turn in your 2023 audit in 2025.
Number 1.
East Baton Rouge school system considering several changes to transportation to fill a shortage of bus drivers. They're offering up a $500 stipend. They're considering offering up a $500 stipend to other school system employees who recommend the driver who gets hired. They're also looking at bumping up hourly rates for extra routes up to $18. What's trending, JP?
All right. Well, possibly air troops, but definitely not ground troops. That's the word from the White House as we get the perimeters moving forward with Russia and Ukraine.
We'll continue to learn more. Can we get Putin and Zelensky to sit down together? Yeah, I mean, should that be the first parameter out there?
Should be
the first. I mean, we can build up all the other stuff all we want to, but until they sit down, nothing's going to happen.
Unfortunately not. Well, Eric Menendez meets with the California Parole Board today to see if he will be set free. His brother Lyle gets his turn tomorrow.
30 years, man. 30-ish years. Just close to 30 years for the two of them. And the amount of information that's come out, the documentary or special or whatever, a lot of game changers in this mix here. And a lot of sympathy for the Menendez brothers when you learn more about their backstory, their home life and whatnot. So I'll be surprised if they're still behind bars by the end of the week.
Yeah, and I was listening, of course, ABC News here. There are some that maybe see them still as a threat. So
to who?
I guess, yeah. Given the circumstances.
To who? I mean, they killed their parents.
Yeah, they're
fresh out of parents. They're no more parents. They don't have their parents anymore to kill them again. They can't kill them again.
Right. Hey, Rick Eisen hosted Sports Center Monday night. Rich, I'm sorry. Who wins again? Rich Eisen hosted Sports Center Monday night, and the people are speaking up. Fans have been very vocal the last few days on social media, telling ESPN, we want our old Sports Center back.
Don't we, though? I would like the old Sports Center back.
Yeah.
I wonder, though, can it ever come back? That's the real question. Will it be the same? I didn't watch Sports Center on Monday night. I missed out on Rich Eisen.
Yeah.
Is Rich Eisen the same without Stuart Scott? But I can't tell you the last time I've watched Sports Center for any. Well, no, that's not true. Scott Van Pelt. When Scott Van Pelt is hosting, I'm in.
Okay.
But if it's not Scott Van Pelt, if it's not like immediately after Monday Night Football or whatever, you just SVP. I'm there. Anybody else?
Yeah. So who knows? Maybe the network will hear the nostalgic cries of the people, Brian.
Yes. Let's hope. 7-Eleven at Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP. We got a break coming up in just a minute. Before we take that break, I want to remind you about the folks over at Vex European. VEX, V as in Vinny. VexEuropean.com is the website. If you drive a European vehicle, you need to pay attention here. They specialize in European vehicles. And if you go to VexEuropean.com and hit the little drop-down tab, see if your make of vehicle is on there. If you're James Bond and you drive an Aston Martin, you're good. If you're Magnum PI, you're good. Sonny Crockett, you're good. I drive an 18-year-old Mercedes. Doesn't put me in the same category as Sonny Crockett's Ferrari, but they got me covered over there at Vex European. They handle exotics as well. VexEuropean.com. Get yourself a master-level technician who specializes in your make of vehicle and gets to know your make of vehicle specifically. VexEuropean.com. Quick break. We got Liz Smith next. Hey, Liz. Hey, I was told we're talking about accountability in education, and that is like literally all I was given. Can you give me that? Oh my goodness gracious! No, it just says it will be a call in with Liz Smith talking about accountability in education. I don't see any kind of attachment or anything. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, we're coming in right now, so just forward to me, and I'll pick it up on the fly. Thanks. 714 Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP, mornings with Brian Haldane, rolling right along. Time to talk about education. School is back in right now. We're looking at new standards in education, so let's talk about it. Liz Smith with Baton Rouge Alliance is on with us. Good morning, Liz. Welcome back. How are you?
Hey, good morning, Brian. I'm great. How are you?
Doing very well as well. What should we be on the lookout for this year?
So I think first, we're all just coming back to school, so who wants to be thinking about this? But school scores are dropping, Brian. The LEAP score data has just been released. It's actually the earliest that they've released it in a very long time. So for you parents out there who have not looked at your kids' LEAP scores, it's important to be doing that. Make sure that your kids are on grade level. If they're not, talk to their teachers. Very important stuff. But coming from these LEAP scores then is we'll be expecting in the next couple of months to see school performance scores, those A through F ratings that all of our schools get. That's the thing that's coming soon, and it's going to be a little bit different this year and a lot different next year.
Okay, a little bit different and a lot different how?
So this is going to be a transition year. The state has been working on a new accountability formula for, gosh, it feels like a decade. It really has been a long time. We've been transitioning and warning people, and this is coming, and now we're finally getting to it. So it's a little different this year because we're going to have 2 scores. Every single school is going to get a A through F rating like they normally do based in the current accountability system. And then they'll get another one that's going to be based on the accountability system that goes into place next year. I think what the state is trying to do is, frankly, they are expecting scores to go down. And particularly for high schools, they're expecting them to go down a lot. And so they're trying to give people a little bit of a heads up, like this is coming, this is real, we need to pay attention to it.
Okay, so with LEAP testing, though, that's not just within is that just Louisiana?
So every state has to do some kind of testing.
Right.
Ours is the LEAP, yeah.
Yes. So when you look at the LEAP test, did the test itself get harder?
The test itself did not get harder, no. But what we have is you've got a 5-point scale for the LEAP, right? And so this giving points to schools for everything that's a 3 or above on that 5-point scale. They're not going to do that anymore. They're only giving points for everything that's a 4 and above. So they call it mastery. They say the kids have to have mastered the content from the grade that they're in order to get any points for the school for their school's grade, right?
Okay.
And I think of that mastery, I like to think of it as just being on grade level. If your kid is at mastery above, they are at or above grade level.
Okay, we're talking with Liz Smith from the Baton Rouge Alliance for Students about the accountability standards and what the effects are going to be in the short term. Liz, I've got to we'll get to some other details in a minute, but from the 10,000-foot view, seeing things drop is this actually a good thing? There's a difference between wanting to look good and actually being good.
That is exactly right, Brian. I think that this is a really good thing because it actually gives a more accurate picture of how kids are doing. And it also takes into account much more strongly how kids are growing. You know, the system's not going to actually change all that much for 3rd through 8th graders because that largely was based on how kids are doing on their LEAP assessments. The thing that's going to change for 3rd through 8th graders is we take into account much more the kids who are at the very bottom, whether their teachers and schools are helping them grow. And so we're going to give more points for teachers and schools that are successful in helping those kids at the bottom to do better than they did when they started the school year. But at high school, things change a lot.
Well, not only things change a lot, but we're not there yet. I mean, we're celebrating victories from COVID till now. We're celebrating victories under Superintendent Brumley. Like those kids. We're not far enough into this in order to, look at the whole chessboard, are we?
I think that we are learning a whole lot about how kids post-COVID have recovered, and I'm so grateful that Louisiana really doubles down on its commitment to accountability because, folks like me who study education data, what we actually see is that in those states where accountability maintains its importance to policymakers, kids are actually getting better from the pandemic much faster. Our kids in Louisiana, right? We're at the highest level of the state rankings in education that we've ever been. Our kids have gone up to 16th in the nation in terms of 4th graders reading on grade level. Like, we're doing some really good stuff here in Louisiana. And it's states like us, it's states like Florida, like Mississippi, who really, really value an accountability system that are seeing those kinds of results. I think that commitment to accountability is a huge part of this because you can't manage what you don't measure.
No, absolutely, completely. Now let's walk down the historical path real quick when it comes to accountability. Like, how did we get started with this, and how do we define what accountability is?
So accountability is actually really old, right? It came out of nationally, it came out of the civil rights movement. We needed to be able to make sure that we were serving all kids well and that we were addressing the gaps between students. And Louisiana is a really early adopter of accountability. Going back to 1977, we had our first accountability system. It's been bipartisan. It's been supported by people on both sides of the aisle. And it's really about, I think, making sure that we measure results for every student, we communicate those results really openly, and that we hold schools accountable for them. In my opinion, accountability is really a courageous thing that policymakers do. They look this data in the eye, they see where kids are doing well, and they celebrate those wins. They see where kids are not doing well, and they make adjustments to what they're doing.
Well, and you can't adjust something unless you know what's wrong, and these would be the red flags that tell you.
That's right. And that's why we had to make these changes, particularly for high school. Those red flags were raising for high schools. And so, we were seeing that we have mostly middle schools in Louisiana that are really not that highly rated. But for some reason, our high schools really were highly rated. Even though our state average ACT score is only an 18, even though only about 35% of kids in high school are on grade level, our high schools were largely rated A's and B's. And so the State Board of Education and Superintendent Brumley, they got together and they said, look, we want to do two things. We want to really much better reflect with accuracy what's happening in our high schools. And we want to make this formula a lot easier for both parents and educators to understand.
Why now? Why the change right now?
So I think that high school piece just cannot be understated.
Yeah.
And so, what they've done, I don't know that any of your listeners know about this current existing accountability formula, but it's really opaque. We've got things called like the Strength and Diploma Index, which, I can define, but I still have to look up the definition. Like it's pretty opaque, and I've been doing this for almost 20 years. And so what they did instead is they said, look, we're going to find a group of metrics that we think are super important, and we're going to create an average. And so that's what they've done. There's now 12 metrics. Everybody knows what those 12 metrics are, and they just simply create an average. And it's more difficult in high school. I had said in 3 through 8, it's just based on those assessments. In high school, they add in other things. They add in essentially like readiness issues. So, are you ready for life after high school? They call it the thrive part of their Grow, Achieve, Thrive plan.
Mm-hmm.
They evaluate high schools on graduation rate, whether kids are ready for college or career, and if they've done any career training, college coursework, or service activities. It's much easier for folks to understand. And because it's anchored in readiness, it'll hopefully mean that we're actually seeing results that reflect how kids are doing in a better way.
We got Liz Smith from the Baton Rouge Alliance for Students on with us, talking about we're talking about accountability within education. All right, let's dial it into EBR specifically, Liz. What are we looking at on the high school level as far as what our grades are?
Yeah, I think it's really important that the folks in EBR are paying attention during this transition year. EBR has 16 high schools that are public, right? So this is both their direct run schools and their charter schools. And in 2024, the bulk of them were rated D and C. We've got some high performers up at the top. We've got some really low performers down at the bottom. And frankly, the grades that they've been getting have been improving, and that's, kudos to EBR. But I do think that we're going to see some pretty dramatic shifts downward based on the new formula. And so particularly those 9 C and D rated schools, I think we're going to see those start drifting down to being D and F rated schools. So it's going to be super important for our school board to be paying attention to that, but also for parents who have kids in, what they thought was a C rated school, who may now have kids in a D-rated school when we're more accurately reflecting the performance. That's something you got to pay attention to and really talk with educators about and understand.
That kind of stinks for Lamont Cole, doesn't it, going into year 2?
It does. It's really hard for him, but he knows it's coming, and
I
he's
know,
preparing,
but
right?
It's gonna look like a reflection on him when it's not,
Right. That is also the case, right? That's also why it's so important to have this transition year so people can see that this is a different way of understanding the data, not like your kid went to school on Monday and then they went to school on Tuesday and suddenly things were way worse.
Well, and that's the point, and that's the hard part to communicate here, Liz, is that, and by the way, we're talking with Liz Smith from the Baton Rouge Alliance for Students. That's the hard part to communicate, is if you're in a C school that becomes a D school, it was always a D school. We're just going to call it that now.
That's right. Yeah. We are setting higher expectations for what we can provide to students. And I generally always think that's a great idea.
Now, what's at stake here? Are we running the risk of losing anything dollars wise? Are people's jobs on the lines because of this, or is, what are we looking at the stakes?
No, there's no money that's going to be tied to this. The the national law requires that we have a accountability system that fairly and accurately reports all this stuff. And so, there's no dollars that are going to be on the line. In terms of anybody whose job would be on the line, that's why it's so important that we communicate this issue, because you don't want principals and teachers to be flooded with phone calls from angry parents who are seeing that their school scores have gone down suddenly. Because as you say, nothing has actually changed in the building other than we are making sure that principals and teachers are really aware that there are higher expectations. And so, we don't want anybody to be at risk from this. And certainly that is something that people are fearful of. But this is a good thing. This is about how we make sure that we open up our eyes to how we are serving kids, and we do the things and make the right choices to get them prepared for what comes after high school.
From a parent's perspective, what should parents be doing?
So parents right now, one, you got to be looking at that LEAP score data. Go and ask questions of teachers and principals if you see anything in your kids' LEAP scores that gives you any concern. That is what the LEAP scores are about. They are about saying, hey, I'm over here and I'm struggling with English or math or science or whatever it is. It's about raising, as you said, a red flag, right? Educators want to help. They want to provide extra support. So use that tool, reach out to your educators, and then pay attention to the release of school performance scores this fall when there's going to be that transition grade that comes out, so you can see how that compares to what you've been seeing in the past. And so you're braced for those simulated scores when we have the new ones that are coming. I think it's super important to remember, accountability is not about punishment. It's really about improvement over time and making sure every kid in our community gets a great education. If anybody has more questions, wants to learn more about this stuff, wants to dig in like the nerd that I am, you can always get more information from the Department of Education. EBR Schools has a new presentation up. They just presented to the school board last week or the week before on this information and how it's going to impact EBR. And then you can find out more about us at bralliance.org.
Is there, I don't know if anybody's going to do this, but would there be a way to post when the overall scores go down, when we see what the when the new accountability is reported, was there a way to juxtapose what it would have been under the old system so we can have that
That is
I don't want
exactly
to lose
what
the
they're going to do.
progress. Okay. Oh, that's
exactly what they're
okay.
going to do this year.
Okay.
Yes, that is exactly what they're going to do this year. And so they're going to pull back the curtain this year and make sure you can see them side by side and really understand the differences. And you'll be able to understand better the calculation. And I think that's really great that now people are going to be able to the department now is showing their work in a way that they haven't before. And so this is going to be really great for people who want to understand, well, how did growth figure into this? How did we get to this point? How does college readiness get into this? And so I think it's all a good change.
All right. And the last one for you, and I apologize if you had already covered this one. Last one for you is when we talk about national comparisons. As we've moved up to 32nd in the country on some charts, are we going to fall nationally? And if so, is that because other states aren't meeting the same standard?
We will not fall nationally based on this, right? So the way the national rankings are based on, it's a completely different test. The national, I can't remember, it's NAEP is the test. And so that's all based on that. Our accountability system doesn't compare us against other states. It only compares us internally. And as you say, nothing is actually changing. So hopefully all we continue to see nationally is our continued rise because we're making good choices for kids.
She is Liz Smith from the Baton Rouge Alliance for Students. Thank you so much for really some informative minutes this morning.
Good to talk with you, Brian. Take care.
You do the same. Absolutely. So it's going to look worse, but it's actually going to be better. I mean, I have full faith that we're going to continue the progress that we're seeing in the classrooms. It's just we're going to call it what it is now. So good stuff. I appreciate Liz spelling that out. Oh, we got news, traffic, weather coming your way. We will have Crimestoppers after that. Right now, I've got to tell you about the folks over at Landmark Bank. LandmarkBankLA.com is their website. LandmarkBankLA.com, where you can learn more about everything to do with Landmark Bank. You can learn more about where you find Landmark Bank. I will tell you right now, you are going to find them in individual communities because they are a community bank. You'll find them in Zachary. You'll find them in Brewley. You'll find them in Clinton, Greensburg, Denham. And where you'll find Landmark Bank is... when you find Landmark Bank, you will also find your banker, which I can't stress the importance of that enough. Having someone that you have a relationship with, whether you're talking about business banking or personal banking, someone you have a relationship with as you grow your business, as you move through your life, whatever it is. If you're borrowing money for a home, if you're borrowing money for an addition on a home, if you are just talking about your simple checking and savings and managing that, or putting something aside for your retirement, having a banker is unbelievably vital. LandmarkBankLA.com. Quick check of news, traffic, weather. Don Capola's in the house. We'll have Crimestoppers coming your way next. Good morning, sir. Huh? Yeah, my stomach is sour this morning. I don't know why, but I was drinking my coffee, and it's just like all of a sudden my stomach's like, stop drinking coffee. So, do it? No, not at all. Not at all. No. I powered through it. I finished the coffee. I just. I had a long day today. I got, yeah, it's, Cassidy's got a press conference at 1 that I got to go to, and then I'm going to an event at 2, and then carpool at 3:15, and then Baton Rouge Underground Film Festival at 5. I gotta figure out about getting kids from place to place for practices as well. So we'll see. Yeah, I know. No. So we had a story this morning, Don. I don't know if you were listening in the 6 o'clock hour, but we had a story this morning. You know, I would never, ever, I would never, ever, ever make fun of domestic violence. Can't do it. Can't make fun of domestic violence. But, however, deputies arrested a woman after she allegedly attacked a wheelchair-bound man when he accused her of cheating on him early Wednesday morning. This, according to East Baton Rouge Sheriff's Office. 42-year-old Linda Jackson is accused of hitting the man, who has one leg, with a duffel bag and trying to choke him. Arrest documents show the man began cussing at Jackson and accused her of cheating, leading to an argument that became physical when Jackson packed the duffel bag. Documents say the man grabbed it from her and threw it across the room. She then picked up the bag, hit the man twice with it before pushing him onto the bed and choking him. I want to go back to the part where he's in a wheelchair.
He's in a wheelchair.
He's in a wheelchair. How do you push someone from a wheelchair onto a bed? I mean, if he got up out of the wheelchair, if he was standing up on the one peg, that's an easy push. But if he's sitting in the wheelchair, JP and I try to break down the physics of this, but you got to have, and I know it's, football season coming up.
I mean,
You got to have a low base.
She has to be right on top of it.
Right.
Do that.
Yeah. Low base, explode up. Because he's got to go up before he comes back down.
Kind of reminds me of my tackle.
A little bit.
Low
This
base.
was before you were on here. This was one of the most fun things that we've done. Don was in the end zone for an LSU game, just working, and some jackass wanders on the field into the end zone, and he's just like standing there, just completely daydreaming. And Don goes out and tackles him. So I had Gordy break down his form. I had Gordy make a video breaking down Don's form.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, it was good. It was good.
Oh, this is awesome. How good is this?
What?
The mic.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not probably not gonna stay like that, but I got it turned around to where it's gonna hold.
I'm
for
not
now.
even going to touch it.
You're good. 7:37. Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP. Mornings with Brian Haldane, rolling right along. We're getting to Crimestoppers in just a minute, but first, want to remind you about the folks over at Breck. I was out at Independence Park yesterday, out there for the kiddos running cross country and whatnot, and it's always great to get out there by Independence Park because it's a true representation of what community actually is, right? You got kids running cross country. You got other kids playing soccer. These are on the fields that are closer to the airport side over on the Lobdell side. You got all the kids in the little orange jerseys playing the Pee Wee football over there. Meanwhile, you got, folks making a lap on the sidewalk going around the whole park out there, just getting in their cardio, getting in their steps. It is a true representation of what community is, and that's what you get with Breck. And if you want to learn more, check out breck.org. Get the lowdown on all their facilities, all their schedules, all their events, all the sports that you can take part in. Breck.org, B-R-E-C, Breck.org. Time for Crimestoppers. Let's roll. What you say, Don?
Hey,
How
good
are
morning,
you, man?
Brian. How are you?
I'm splendid.
Good.
Couldn't
good.
be better. Top of the world.
I don't know what just happened, but good.
All right. And you?
I couldn't be better.
Awesome.
I'm here. Right?
Yes. Yes.
Got some fantastic listeners. We have some criminals. We're gonna
Alleged criminals.
alleged
Everyone is
criminals.
innocent until proven guilty for sure.
yeah, right.
What we got?
Good morning.
Good morning. Where do you want to start today?
So let's start off with the Capital Region Crimestoppers Facebook page. We're going to mention a agency that's not mentioned very often, but East Feliciana Parish Sheriff's Office.
Okay.
They are searching for an individual. There's some great photographs of this guy wanted by investigators. They don't specifically say, but obviously it's some criminal activity that this person is partaking in.
Don, are you into conspiracy theories?
Not exactly.
Have you ever heard of skinwalkers?
I have.
All right. Look at that first picture. Look at the second picture. The first one on the upper right-hand side.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Tell me that guy isn't like making noises along the Appalachian Trail trying to draw you into the woods. Look at that.
Well, and some of our comments on this post have suggested similar, a lot of similar
Responses?
responses.
Yeah. I mean, dude's fit. He's kind of ripped a little bit. But at the same time, though, he almost doesn't look human. Look at the bottom right-hand one. Now,
There's,
granted-
no. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
The bottom right-hand one, he looks somewhere in between an alien and remember Techno Viking? I don't know if anybody remembers that
I don't
meme
remember
from.
it. I don't- I
That's
don't
an old
remember
school meme right there. Yeah, if you remember Techno Viking, you know what this guy looks like. That is such an obscure reference. I apologize for even bringing it up.
So, of course, if you're driving, wait till you get to wherever you're going.
Mhm.
But take a look. Take a look at these photographs, and you may recognize this individual. If so, contact Crimestoppers 344-7867 and get us that information we can pass on to East Feliciana deputies.
The one of the comments, and I want to be very, very clear about this because there's nothing to back that up. But one of the comments says he was an escaped inmate. Do we know that, or is that just a random person on the internet?
I think it's a random person.
Okay.
There's no information as of now to support that.
Okay.
And I believe if there was some truth to that, it would be bigger than what it is.
I
now.
would have thought so. That's
Yeah.
why I asked. I want the clarification above anything else.
So yeah, anybody with information on the identity of that individual or anybody you recognize on our Facebook page, pick up the phone, contact Crimestoppers. You are anonymous. Will remain anonymous. Moving on to Ascension Parish. Ascension Parish Sheriff's Office is looking for a Raylan Kennedy, 29-year-old male, on the charges of aggravated criminal damage to property, battery of a dating partner, false imprisonment. And Brian, before the show even started, you and I were talking about domestic violence.
It's every
seems
week.
Like
It
it's
is every stinking week, man.
There was an incident involving the sheriff's office, East Baton Rouge Sheriff's Office,
Yeah.
had arrested someone.
A woman who was beating up a guy in a wheelchair.
A wheelchair.
I mean, well, now, to be fair, I mean there was an argument that led to it, but I mean she like knocked him out the wheelchair onto the bed and then starts choking him. And this is one of the things when we talk about domestic violence, it's a two-way street.
It very much is, and I think a lot of people forget that it is a two-way street.
Yeah,
and the male always is the one. Oh well, he did this, or what did
the
he do?
instant that's where my mind goes.
Yes,
my mind immediately goes to man beating up woman, but that's not always the case.
It's not always the case.
Sometimes it's the beginning case, and the retaliatory act is also domestic violence.
100%.
You know, man beats up woman, man comes home the next day, she hits him with frying pan, or worse.
And again, we spoke of this. It's not always the physical aspect of it. Okay, it could start verbal,
right.
The verbal abuse, and
right.
and sometimes that is just as bad or worse than the physical aspect. So again, if you have an employee, a coworker, or a friend, or someone that is showing signs different than everyday behavior,
yeah,
just have a conversation. You know, be that friend to ask, is everything okay? Is there something going on? Can I help with something?
Yeah.
But moving back on to Raylan Kennedy, he's wanted by Ascension Parish Sheriff's Office on those charges: aggravated criminal damage to property, battery of a dating partner, false imprisonment. Investigators believe that a female acquaintance, there was a verbal altercation that became physical. He grabbed her by the throat with two hands, restricted her breathing, never lost consciousness. She was trying to get away, was able to get away, go into her vehicle. As she was driving off, investigators believe he threw a cinder block in her direction, struck the windshield, went through the windshield of her vehicle, striking her. She suffered some injuries, broken bones from this incident.
He threw a cinder block?
A cinder block through the windshield, struck her.
Jeez.
Broken some bones. She went to a medical facility to get treatment.
And is this before or after the choke slam?
This is after.
Okay.
This is after.
Wow.
So investigators believe he had choked her. She was able to get away. As she was leaving, the cinder block is thrown through the windshield.
Who else we got?
Derek Turner Jr. Also in Ascension Parish. 22 years old, on the charge of domestic abuse, battery, strangulation.
There we go again.
Here's another one. Investigators believe that female acquaintance, along with Turner, engaged in verbal altercations, which then became physical, grabbed her while she was holding a child, a handicapped child, in her arms. Investigators believe he had slapped or punched her, causing her to drop the child. The child was okay. The child wasn't hit by him,
Right.
but could have suffered some injuries from the fall.
Mm-hmm.
So Derek Turner Jr., wanted by the Ascension Parish Sheriff's Office on domestic abuse, battery, strangulation.
And child endangerment's not in there?
Child endangerment is not in there.
Let's tack that one on.
Well, that's something.
I can pencil it in.
Wait,
Would that make it official if I just pencil
you
that
go.
in?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Child endangerment.
Whatever you want to do. Whatever.
Engerment. All right. Now it's child endangerment as well, Don.
There you go.
All right.
Look, I appreciate that, and I'll let investigators know that you
Please.
you added that
Please.
for them.
I'm here to serve.
So yeah, we it's just one of those things that we talk about almost every week, but it's something that is real, and it's something that people are affected by, and at sometimes can lose their life by.
I know, and that's when you see things like this, and this is why we take these so serious. This is why we bring them to the forefront every single week, is because today's event like this. What did Chief Paul used to say all the time? Today's victim is tomorrow's suspect.
Yes.
And today's suspect is tomorrow's victim.
So true.
And when you see something like this, it doesn't regress. It progresses. It escalates.
Yes.
Today's domestic violence strangulation is going to be that much worse tomorrow.
Absolutely.
That's I know we talk. It feels like we talk about it every week, but that's exactly why.
That's exactly why. And like we mentioned before, the domestic violence month is 12 months out the year.
Right.
It's because it's so serious, and it's something we talk about time and time again, and we try to make light of it to a certain extent, but it's something that it just needs to stop.
No, I mean we're never going to make light of the actual situation.
Not the situation.
We can mess around with some of the other peripheral stuff because life does go on. But when it comes to the situations itself, if it's out there, I want to be talking about it.
Absolutely.
So
it's out there.
344-STOP is the phone number. 344-STOP is the phone number. The P3 Tips app. If you want to download that app, it is unbelievably user friendly. Though I've still yet to have an opportunity to use it.
But you're prepared.
I am prepared. Yep. We got about 2 minutes before we get out of here. I kind of want to roll back the clock to Saturday. Did you make it out to the funeral procession on Saturday?
I did not. I was definitely there in spirit. It was beautiful. Everybody who took part and had a role, and to celebrate his life, and a life that ended so shortly. And again, our thoughts and prayers go out to all those, especially his wife and daughter, and
absolutely,
and extended family.
So I got to see the procession. I didn't attend the services, but I got to see the procession coming up Airline and then turning right on the Florida Boulevard. Don, when I tell you, I don't think there's a motorcycle in the state that wasn't on Airline on Saturday. It was an overwhelming show of solidarity.
Yes.
It was, and I was shocked with it. You had people out there and I don't want to make this comparison because it's not, but like crowd-wise, you had people out there like there was a parade coming. Like people lining the streets just to be there for that one quick moment,
Absolutely.
And it was
and they were probably there for hours before.
Yeah.
And we talked about it last week, where people come together, and Baton Rouge is a great city, and the people here, they love their public safety, and for something like this to happen, and then to show the appreciation as they did, and it was hot, but they're not standing there saying, "Oh, it's hot, let's go." And no,
That wasn't bad.
they're waiting to pay their respects
Yeah.
to someone who gave his life serving the city, serving this community, and doing what he loved.
He is Lieutenant Don Capola. We do Crimestoppers this time every week. We always appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Brian.
Here's your money now. Caught her mid-breath. It sounded like we hit the beginning. That worked out.
I saw you dozing off, Brian.
Do what?
I almost had to hit you.
When?
You were dozing off.
Oh, hell, I wasn't.
Yeah, you were.
The hell I wasn't.
I saw you.
Hell
You
no.
saw
Go to
me
the
nod
tape.
off?
Go to the tape.
Wait, you talking about the
No.
Yeah.
No, I was more awake during this segment than I was in the previous segment.
I got a picture.
trying to get a good picture.
Hey, hope you have a good day. Hope you feel better.
I'm sure I will. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I mean, I was here.
Let's smash a Red Bull after the show.
Uh,
So,
Those help.
greatly. Greatly. Yeah, and I keep forgetting, like, I'm killing myself in the gym. So, along with the schedule, I'm making myself, like, wearing down my body.
How many days you hit that?
And just 3 to 4 weeks. So, I mean, my sleep habits are why I can't lose weight. But sleep and stress. Yeah, yesterday was leg day. So,
Where are you going again?
YMCA. AC Lewis YMCA right there next to Albertsons on Foster. Yeah.
Need something, holler. Thank you.
Will do. You do the same. Thank you.
Hey, let me get that shot in those.
Yeah.
Hey, full of shit. I wasn't sleeping. You weren't sleeping. I wasn't dozing either. I'm better now than I was during top stories. Top stories and training was the struggle. Yeah. Liz got me all fired up with the accountability standards, and then, I always perk up when Don's in the house because I love Don. Next hour could be rough. Yeah, more and more people, when I see them, they're like, "You look like shit." I'm like, "Thank you, I appreciate that." That's my normal greeting now. When I see people I know, they're like, "Man, you look like shit."
God. Man, who needs enemies when you got friends like that, huh?
Right?
Dang.
I'm gonna go to the restroom at the top of the hour.
Yeah.
I'm getting cracked tired out of me.
Phew. Any cuts here? Or?
Yeah. 7:55 Talk 107.3 FM WBRP. Mornings with Brian Haldane rolling right along. ABC News coming your way 4.5 minutes from right now. Before we get into our next news story, got to remind you about the folks over at NeuroJust. NeuroJust.com is the home base online, but if you wanted to see them in person, 4992 Bluebonnet Boulevard, Suite A. 4992 Bluebonnet Boulevard, Suite A. Who should be going to see the folks at NeuroJust? Anybody suffering from anxiety or depression. And anyone with a family member or a loved one suffering from anxiety and depression. If you are in that number, you already know the constant, and I'm emphasize constant, fight or flight battle that's going on in your mind. And that's the anxiety, the constantness of it, the inescapability of it. That's what leads to depression because it's so exhausting. It's unrelenting and exhausting. And if you found that traditional therapy might not be your bag, or you're averse to prescription drugs, NeuroJust offers transcranial magnetic stimulations, TMS therapy, if you wanted to Google that. Basically what that is it's using magnetic waves to calm the seas that are in your mind. It is non-invasive. It is FDA approved. Learn more at neurojust.com. So, got an email yesterday with all kinds of pictures of drugs being confiscated, guns being confiscated, drug money all over the place. The email came from the comms office for the FBI down in New Orleans. And the email said, quite simply, the following link will take you to just under 2 minutes. Oh, sorry. That part's about a link that goes to a video of B-roll footage. But the email says, this is all in connection with the Baton Rouge violent crime press conference. And that perked my ears up because I didn't actually know about the Baton Rouge violent crime press conference. I hadn't gotten that far in my email yet. Well, lo and behold, we've been turning over some violent crime here in Baton Rouge. 52 federal indictments charging 68 people were announced. Drug trafficking, illegal firearm possession. Governor Jeff Landry says with this kind of cooperation that we're seeing from the sheriff's office, the police department, the FBI, basically all law enforcement players involved with this kind of cooperation, good things can happen.
It is literally historic, the ability of these men and women to be working together in such a coordinated effort. And when we take bold action, we see these results.
Governor Landry says the city got a stark reminder earlier this month that crime in the city remains rampant with the intentional fatal hit and run that we were talking about with Don right there with laying Sergeant Eisworth to rest over the weekend.
Sergeant Caleb Eisworth, the loss of his life, unfortunately, is an example about the violence that has been going on for far too long in this city. I am not going to let his death go in vain.
So this cooperative operation is over with, or it has been happening over the last several months. While this one is showing success, it's not time to rest on our laurels.
We will bring whatever resources necessary to this city and continue to work with our federal partners in order to stem the violence that's been going on for far too long.
We've got, and it's kind of behind the scenes, and it has been making the headlines, like when Troop NOLA was sent down to New Orleans. But that's basically what we've got running behind the scenes right now. I can't wait to learn more about this because yesterday's press conference was kind of the whole coming out party for a new level of cooperative law enforcement. Hour 3's next. Every day starts off with a 20% chance of rain and ends with rain. .806 Talk 107.3 FM WBRP. Mornings with Brian Haldane rolling right along. Hour 3 coming your way right now. Brian here with you. JP producing. We've ticked up 1 degree to 75 in downtown Baton Rouge. We got a busy hour for you this hour, y'all. We're talking with the folks from Bella's Ball coming up on our next segment. We're talking with the Queen and Bally's after that. Football season's right around the corner. We got 2 casinos on the riverfront looking to work as partners. Can't wait. Dig in on all of it. But before we get to anything else, though, we start off our third hour with this day in history.
Oh, man.
What you got?
Here we go. Starting off 1897, the Oldsmobile is first manufactured by Olds Motor Vehicle Company in Lansing, Michigan.
Okay. We get the Oldsmobile today.
That's right. You know what else we got today? In 1942, we got Bambi. Disney's animated movie Bambi, released on this day, based on the book by Felix Salten.
Okay.
Is released. This day, also 1959, Hawaii becomes the 50th state of the U.S.
All right.
Yeah, here we go. 1961, Patsy Cline recorded the classic Willie Nelson, Crazy. Right? Cline was still on crutches after going through a car windshield in a head-on collision 2 months prior and had difficulty reaching the high notes of the song at first due to her broken ribs.
Oh,
Crazy
wow.
spent 21 weeks on the chart and eventually became one of her signature tunes.
Did not realize all that backstory there.
Wow. Yeah, it's wild. Let's see. Hey, PETA was founded today in 1980.
No. PETA?
Actually, it was founded in a basement office in Tacoma Park, Maryland.
Okay.
This day. Hey, this gives a whole new meaning to the song I Want to Be Sedated. 1983, Ramones guitarist Johnny Ramone had a 4-hour brain surgery operation after being found unconscious in a New York street where he had been involved in a fight.
Okay.
Yeah. 1987, Dirty Dancing was released today. Movie Dirty Dancing.
Yeah, that movie didn't age well. That's...
Nah. Yeah.
You look at it differently. Ever since Family Guy made fun of it, it's completely differently.
Oh, yeah.
Nobody puts baby in a corner. I do because I'm her father. And how old are you? Like 40?
Yeah, exactly.
It's,
oh, man. This is insane. 1992, U.S. Marshals move in on Randy Weaver's cabin in Ruby Ridge, Idaho to apprehend him on firearms charges. An 11-day standoff ensues.
yeah.
Wow.
That was botched from start to finish.
Oof. Hey, 2015, I remember this. After the Westboro Baptist Church staged a protest before a Foo Fighters concert in Kansas City, the band responded by driving a truck in front of the demonstrators and rickrolling them by blasting a version of Rick Astley's Never Gonna Give You Up.
Love that.
Yeah. It's the best way to handle concert protesters.
It is.
Anything else on this day?
Yep. August 21st, 2005
Yeah.
was... You know where I'm going with this?
I think so.
All right, give me a guess, because I don't think you're not right.
August 21st?
Yeah, August 21st.
Is it sports related?
No.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm not going to get it. I don't know. Music related?
There's a type of music in the title.
Is it jazz? Jazz fest. Jazz fest-ish.
Jazz is the right first word.
Jazz. Oh, come on. What is it?
Jazzland.
Jazzland. Okay.
Six Flags last day. Jazzland, Six Flags. Today was the last day of operation.
Wow.
over there down in New Orleans. So yeah, they closed up shop 8 days before Katrina hit.
August 5th or 6th, I remember being there.
Yeah.
I can't remember. It was for a concert out there. It was really cool. Yeah, the 5th or 6th, I was out there. 2005. Insane. Moving on to birthdays here. Kenny Rogers and comedian Bo Burnham. I have.
Burnham.
Yeah. Let's see. Also country singer Casey Musgraves as well today. Let's see. I've got a few in the sports world, but I don't want to steal your thunder. So
No, go for it. Go for what you got.
I got a Wilt Chamberlain here.
Yep.
And I saw another one. Sorry. He was probably further down. Oh, Joe Strummer as well today.
All right.
I thought I had another one in sports. Sorry.
Usain Bolt.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep. That might have been your other
I
one.
think that was. Yeah, he was actually further down this list.
And Archie Griffin.
Okay.
Football player from way back in the day.
Yeah. Death's here. Ettore Bugatti. Am I pronouncing that right? Ettore?
I don't know.
Ettore?
I think the important part's the last name there, right?
Yeah, Bugatti. Anybody else on your end? I don't really have.
Oh, on that side, no.
Yeah.
I didn't have anything for today. At least not names that I recognized.
Yeah, as far as national days go here, National Fentanyl Prevention and Awareness Day.
Okay.
That was a good one.
Coming up at 1 o'clock this afternoon,
Yeah.
Senator Bill Cassidy is holding a press conference with the passage of his Halt Fentanyl Act.
Okay.
We're going to have some interviews tomorrow on the show, probably 2 different segments dedicated to that, as it's kind of a big deal. So looking forward to that. 812 Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP. Quick break. We're going to talk with the folks from the Bella Bowman Foundation. Bella's Ball next. Okay.
Also, National Spumoni Day.
Okay.
For all you ice cream lovers out there.
I got to move over to a different microphone because I think we get 2 people. And because when he posts a story online, it's Monika. Okay, that's what Jeremy. Yeah. What was the last name again? Arnold. Okay. $8:15 Talk 107.3 FM WBRP mornings with Brian Haldane rolling right along. Don't forget tomorrow is Friday, which means Foodie Friday. The folks from Rouge Creole are going to be in the house for Foodie Friday, which is brought to you all summer long by the Louisiana Beef Industry Council. BeefIt'sWhat'sForDinner.com is the website. BeefIt'sWhat'sForDinner.com. If you want to learn more about the vitamins, the nutrients, that which makes beef fuel for your body at all stages of life. Talk about protein, talk about iron, talk about things you need. BeefIt'sWhat'sForDinner.com. And if you want to, just brush up on your grill game or in the kitchen, either way, tips, tricks, hacks, recipes. They got it all at beefitswhatsfordinner.com. All right, now we're going to really shift gears here. I got microphone problems over here. Hang on. Shift gears here and welcome in Kim Bowman and Monica Arnold. Kim's with the, of course, Bella Bowman Foundation. How y'all doing this morning?
Good. So happy to be here.
Glad to have you back in studio. It's been forever.
I know. I know. We were here with Dr. Newhouser, and it was over 10 years ago.
Unbelievable.
Glad to be back.
Monica, welcome in. How are you?
I'm good.
Well, let's
Thank
get
you
you
for
on
having
the
us.
microphone.
Oops,
there.
sorry.
Oh, good. Right up on it right there. And I know I can go down a little bit. There you go. All right. We want to kind of start the story over from the beginning about the Bella Bowman Foundation, what it is, what's Bella's Ball. Give us the entire history.
Okay. So Bella Bowman Foundation is a foundation that my husband and I created along with a couple of volunteers in 2012. My daughter Bella passed away in 2011 of radiation necrosis from battling a brain tumor. So as soon as she passed away, we just jumped in and decided to create a nonprofit to help families in our community with comfort care, and we wanted to, do some things that helped on the research side, more about having safer treatments for children that have brain cancer. But we love to do our comfort care. Our comfort care is where it's at. We're in the hospitals. We're currently at Our Lady Lake Children's Hospital, Women's Hospital, Manning's Family Hospital in New Orleans, and they're also in Lafayette. So we're spreading our wings. We're creating wonderful things with comfort care bags for families in need. We're having character visits. We're helping end of life. We have 2 Bella's rooms, one in New Orleans, one in Baton Rouge, where children go for their end of life, and we create the most amazing memories like the ones we had. So, we just are growing. It's been a labor of love, and we are excited that our biggest fundraiser of the year is coming up. It's Bella's Ball, and this is our 14th annual, and so we're super excited. It's going to be an amazing year. This event has so many wonderful things. It's a live and silent auction. It's a gala. It's cocktail attire. It's at L'Auberge, and we have the most amazing silent auction. Our live auction this year has things like a beautiful 4-carat ruby diamond ring from Robert Roth. We have a black Labrador retriever coming from Nashville. I mean, it is just amazing. It's for everyone. We have dinners. We have all kind of things. We have a spa day. It's really great. But we also have a lot of fun events for games for adults. Like we have the Lucky Liquor Toss, and we have birdies for bourbon. And you're putting on a putting green, and if you get it in, you get a bottle of bourbon.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so there's a lot of fun things. We have a jewelry pool for the ladies. It's just wonderful things, a pick-a-prize game. So it's not just going there. Of course, we have over 20 restaurants, and your ticket includes all the food and all the drinks, wonderful things from all the local restaurants and caterers around town. But it's also a lot of fun games, and it's a great interaction. We have entertainment by Vinyl. They're coming from Las Vegas. I mean, it is going to be one of the best.
That's huge.
Yeah, we're excited.
Very, very good stuff. We got Kim Bowman in with us. We've also got Monica Arnold from Rev. Rev, y'all are partnered up as one of the sponsors along here. Monica, bring us up to speed on not just what brought Rev in on this, but what your role is.
So I am the community relations and business development manager over at Rev. Rev's a convenient acronym for 3 companies that were recently merged together. It's RTC, ETEL, and Vision Communications. We're now one big company. It's 90 years of service altogether, and we are proud to be a local telecommunications provider. So we span from Grand Isle to Baton Rouge. It is fiber to the home, fiber to the business. But my main focus is the philanthropy aspect of it, and we put our dollars a lot towards environmental education, and luckily here today with healthcare is also our focus, which basically led us to the Bella Bowman Foundation and Bella's Ball. So this is our 3rd year sponsoring this event. We started out as a smaller sponsor, but the very first year we went, we fell in love with it and knew we had to do more.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. Rev teaming up for Bella's Ball, but there are other sponsors as well. Kim, you give a shout out to those who have hopped on board to help you all
Oh
out.
gosh, yes. We, first of all, thank you, Rev, for, I 3 years ago when you came in as a sponsor, we were like, okay, once you get there, like, exactly where every dollar goes, and you have a really fun time donating.
It's
So
outstanding.
thank you. And so we're glad that you're coming back each year. And that's how a lot of our other sponsors have been. Ryan Jumanville, the Jumanville family, they have been a huge presenting sponsor for many, many years, since day one. Ryan and his family have been supportive of us. So they're amazing. And we have, continuously had ProServe and FMM and Sigma. And I mean, just honestly, I never thought, I thought that, getting the sponsorships would be the hardest part about this event.
Mhm.
And luckily so far it has not. And people just keep coming back once they come. They just see, like I said, where that money's going. When you come to that event, not only are you there to have fun and visit, and it's a great social time, but it's also to see what we've been doing throughout the year and to know that dollar's going to the right place.
And talking about that dollar going to the right place there, and I'm on y'all's website, you talk about the different services. You mentioned the comfort care, and you emphasize that, but there's a lot of research and education as well.
There is, and we have a ongoing research with LSU, and that's when we were here 10 years ago with Dr. Newhouser, and we love our collaboration together. They're really working with PhD students how to work with radiation and all the wonderful things, and so we're very proud of that. And we actually do a tennis tournament in January, February at LSU to help support that mission. But also the education part is really near and dear, because we are always coming from a parent point of view. We are not any way doing a medical advice or anything like that. We are not doctors. We are parents that have lost a child through cancer.
Right.
And so we go and speak with nursing students with Southeastern, where we do that numerous times a year. Any kind of residents. I just spoke with LSU this year with their incoming residents. So it's been amazing, because they don't get a lot about palliative care in their program.
Right.
And so I'm like, hey, here's me. I've lost my child. I went through, Bella went through 10 days of the most amazing days of our lives. Let me help you explain why it was so amazing, and they want to know. And so they ask really hard questions, but my husband and I are able to answer that, because we know it's only going to help the next family that goes through the journey we did.
Well, because it's an aspect of the story that you wouldn't expect, and it's a perspective that you wouldn't expect either, and especially when you're a student, when you're not that far into your own life, to be able to hear that end of the story is eye opening to say the least. Want to talk about brain cancer specifically, prevalence and just how many people are in this boat?
Wow. I don't have that statistic, but I will tell you that, Baton Rouge is one of 9 of St. Jude affiliates in our town, meaning that we have a St. Jude affiliate inside Our Lady Lake Children's Hospital. They're, like I said, only 9. So, if you're in the surrounding area, they are doing a great job partnering with St. Jude, that you don't have to go to Memphis and do 2.5 years of treatment. Or, granted, we don't have the radiation beams here like they do at St. Jude.
Right.
But, I mean, we're here to help. And so, brain cancer is the number 2 pediatric cancer, and a lot of children do survive. But it's the treatments that damage so much. And, if Bella was here with us today, she would have some deficits, majorly. I mean, she was having a hard time walking and slurring, and I mean, just all those things. And it's the radiation, but we had to do it. We had to save her life.
Of course.
So you're kind of stuck. As a parent, you don't really know much about treatments, but you learn real fast. And then you trust these wonderful doctors that we have. And, and then you go that path, and you just have prayers that it all goes through well. And so our mission is just really to help those families going through all that, because we can say, I've been there. I can help you.
We got Kim Bowman in with us. We've got Monica Arnold in with us. Kim is with, of course, the Bella Bowman Foundation. Monica with Rev. You mentioned that partnership between Our Lady of the Lake and St. Jude. I think anybody who knows someone or has gone through it themselves with St. Jude, the miraculous work that they do is a template that we want to copy any chance we can, to where, if you're that family, you don't have to worry about anything. And with the Bella Bowman Foundation, with the some of the money raised from Bella's Ball, that comfort care end is a big part of lifting some of the other burdens that the family's going through.
Yeah, and I can even give you like recently. I mean, pretty much daily or every other day, I get a message, and hey, can you help us with this? Hey, can you help us with this? I just dropped off a bunch of no more chemo bags, which those are when they finish treatment. We gift them with all kinds of things, and when doing that, there was a girl that is in treatment right now, and she's having a hard time with her treatment. She's had a little bit of loss and with her body, and they said, hey, could you just make a happy or something? And literally I had my main volunteers, I texted them within the next day. I had this beautiful box of all these amazing things for a 16-year-old. And I brought that over, and the comments were, most of the things in that box were some of her favorite things. And she could not believe the care and love that someone gave her that doesn't even know her. And that's who we are. Yeah. We're there. We are going to make these wonderful children and parents feel so loved and not alone. And, our comfort care bags that we donate probably around, over 2,000 a year to these hospitals, that has a blanket. It has a roll of quarters. It has an eye mask. It has a hairbrush, toothpaste, toothbrush. These are things that families get not only with cancer, but if your medically fragile child is there and you're there for a long term, here's a nice comfort care bag to make you feel like someone's thinking about you.
Right.
We're here for you. And that is something that we just pride ourselves on. And that was some of the things that we received when we were in the hospital. So we, as a foundation, we have grown. And what the most wonderful thing is that we have these amazing teenager volunteers coming and middle schoolers. And they're like, how can we help more? Mm-hmm. Can we make some comfort care bags? What can we do? Can we do a school drive to get things for comfort care bags? Can we do something for y'all's big toy drive? Everyone is getting so involved. And one of the wonderful things that we've done with the money we raised is we were able to buy a freestanding facility, a piece of property last year.
What?
Huge, huge. Something that we never thought would happen. And last year in March, actually March 13th, because it was one of my volunteers' birthdays and we celebrated on her birthday. But we closed on 2 pieces of property on Bluebonnet Boulevard, literally a half a mile from my house. Where we used to have the foundation in my house, in storage units for 12 years. We have a freestanding facility. We put a new fresh paint on it. We have volunteers every weekend coming, making comfort care bags, helping us with Bella's Ball, helping us with the toy drives. I mean, I just got a message yesterday, a whole nother group at LSU wants to come help. Everyone is just wanting to be there. Everyone is wanting to know about Bella. And that to me is amazing, to know that people are so passionate about our organization and trust us enough that they want to be involved.
And it's a beautiful facility, to be able to go there and see all of what you do and see the different rooms and how you make all of this come to life. It's outstanding to just witness it.
Thank you. We are very happy there.
I would hope so. I mean, that's super huge news. I didn't even realize that the foundation has rapidly grown, which is a testament to the work that y'all are putting in and the results that y'all show. And Bella's Ball is coming up on September 4th. Where do folks go? Where do folks need to go if they want to buy tickets?
They can go to bellabowman.org, and it's right on the homepage, and you go directly there, and their tickets are still for sale. It's September the 4th at LaBerge. It's a really great time. It's $100 a ticket. You will not be disappointed. I mean, there's so much food. There's so many cocktails and a lot of fun things to do. It's really for everyone. It is an adult, affair, of course. Yeah. We don't want to bring our children. But
it's at a casino.
it is. And so, but it's really a fun time. If you want a fun date and you want to go spend your $200 somewhere and get more than enough for that value, I promise you will not miss out.
But that's why we're here today also, because Rev wants to help spread the word about Bella's Ball and all the local things that y'all do for our children here. And so we are here today to give away 4 pairs of tickets.
Oh, wow.
The ball. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
How do we want to do this?
Ooh, that's on you. How do you want to do this?
I tell you what, let's take callers during the break, because we got 1 minute till break, and then we're going to talk with we're talking to the casinos that aren't LaBerge after this. But we got 1 minute till the break. So I tell you what,
we're all friends.
499-1073, 499-1073. Just as simple as the first 4 callers The ball is on September 4th. Don't call up to get tickets if you can't make it to the ball. I want to give these to folks who will actually use them. So first 4 callers to 499-1073. Each caller gets a pair of tickets. Monica, Kim, thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much for coming in today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
BellaBowman.org, BellaBowman.org. You can get more information there.
Thank you.
All right.
Wow.
So JP is just going to take the information. And we'll get you that information. I didn't realize I was tickets. Jeremy may have told me about that.
Studio, do you mind holding?
So that's probably on me. Thank you. But
I think we included it in the email, but I know you got so much going on. But yeah, we just need like names, pairs of tickets, so 4 pairs. Beautiful. Perfect. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Right.
I just added to our spreadsheet, correct? Yeah. Easy breezy. But thank you. And thank you. It's my first time. I apologize for getting a little high pitched, a little nerve.
All good. It's all good.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. This is really great.
All right, we'll be in touch. Thank you.
And can he send that photo from
Yes.
our company
Thank you for
newsletter?
holding.
Did he take a photo?
He did take a photo. I'll make sure y'all get the photo, but we're also posting the audio of the interview on demand at talk1073.com.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. What's your name?
Thank you. Yeah.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
too. Thank you.
So much.
And last name? Okay, no problem. And a good phone number for you?
Oh, yes, it's on me, not Jeremy. It's right there in the email. I got to
Last
names
four
and then I
again,
moved
sorry.
on. So I'm notorious about not finishing emails. So, but yeah,
All right. Thank you so much. We'll be in touch.
Jeremy did his job.
Let me tell you, we would
Thank you.
rather talk about the mission of the foundation than the
All right.
tickets.
Thank you
So
for
I think it
holding.
was great.
I mean, they went in no time. So if you want to hang out for a second, he's got it.
What's your name?
We'll just hand it off.
No problem. All right, Mr. Paul. What's a good phone number for you? 9756. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, we'll get 3.
Oh, all right. Well, hand them off.
Okay.
Good to go.
No, I don't need that.
Okay. If you get another, just let us know.
Yeah, we'll do.
We got. I mean, you blew through the phones 2 full times. I guess some people
I was
don't-
putting them on hold.
Oh,
That way they knew just to hold.
okay.
Yep. And there was one that lit up, but it was nothing but a dial tone. So I was like,
Oh well.
yeah, it's like Gotham except with a C. Lisa. Yeah, sorry.
No, thank y'all. Appreciate it. No way. What do we got? What? Let's go. I've been saying that for about 4 weeks now.
Yeah, nice little arrangement. Sweet tooth. I like to call them brownie points for my wife, you know.
You want the chocolate-filled croissant or the Nutella one?
I'm easy, man.
There's some muffins in there too, you know.
That's hungry.
Gotta hook Judy up as well. Yeah.
Bro, if you don't hook Judy up, she kicks you out the building.
Director of First Impressions is probably one of the coolest
Yeah, it is. It's rad.
titles. Yeah, I'll definitely get that interview from her.
All right, y'all are over here.
Okay. Right here. You got a preference? Right here.
No, those 2 microphones.
Cool.
Hey guys, I'm sorry, your name? I'm
Ryan
JP, by the way. What's that?
JP. Ryan Hernandez.
All right. You sir?
Daniel Hutchinson. Nice to meet you, man.
No problem. Nice to meet you as well.
Daniel. Oh, did it? You have to scoop it. Container. Now you got like a dip.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a fork.
Which y'all brought. So.
Yeah.
No, go for it.
Eat Nutella on anything.
My kids live on
Oh my
Nutella.
gosh. My wife's parents, my kid was up like making Nutella waffles, and she's like, "You gonna let them eat that for breakfast?" I think I might have one too.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
How many segments would you do this morning?
6 till 9, so it's
Okay.
a 3-hour show.
Cool.
The 6 o'clock hour, the segments are built a little bit differently. The 6 o'clock hour is more of what we call a news wheel. Then the 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock are a lot more conversational. So
Okay.
I have, on average, 5 guests a show, or 5 guest segments per show. So, yeah.
Look like yours is tilted up like that.
This thing's
Is it
right
heavy? It's dense.
It's awesome.
It's got some.
Mm.
So we'll have some similar stuff like that over at Maritime Coffee. We'll be opening here soon.
There you go. Save all the information for later.
Oh, no.
Don't spill it all now. Everybody's wondering what the coffee shop's name
Yeah,
was.
right.
So we're basically talking about how the upcoming football season, what y'all have to offer, the partnership, and how you're not like working as competitors, you're working as
No,
since
we're one of
similar.
the same
Yep.
company, and then just highlight kind of the properties with the hotel side that we're opening. Looking forward to celebrating with sports fans and
Absolutely. All right.
And so Daniel is director of hotel ops at Bally's Hotel, and then I oversee casino marketing at both.
Okay. 8:38, Talk 107.3 FM, WBRP, mornings with Brian Haldane, rolling right along. We got about a half hour left. Moon Griffon's coming your way after this. Want to preview for tomorrow. Moon's going to be in studio tomorrow, so get ready for it because I know he always brings in a lot of great people when he's here. Hey, JP, did you hear about what's going to happen next Thursday? 1 week from today?
No.
1 week from today. You know what? I don't have his permission. I shouldn't.
Oh,
I
that's
shouldn't
messed
say anything.
up.
No, I'm going to let him tease it.
It's Moon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll hear it from him.
Can you imagine one guest that you wouldn't think? You know, don't say it out loud. Don't say it out loud.
Right.
Because we're going to let him tease it.
Okay.
But one guest that you would put in front of Moon that just let the chips fall where they may.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay. I think
right.
I got an idea, but
Yep.
looking forward to that.
1 week from today. All right. I'll let him promote his own content. I don't want us to be the spoiler right there. Okay, we are rapidly getting towards football season, and downtown Baton Rouge features not one but 2 casinos where we are here for all the entertainment. Whether you're talking about Bally's or the Queen, we have got in today Daniel Hutchinson and Ryan Hernandez. Fellas, welcome aboard. How are you? Scooch up a little bit on the mic.
Yeah, doing really well. Excited to be in here. Appreciate the time and telling everybody about what we have going on.
Let's start. Ryan, welcome aboard, man.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Glad to have you on. Okay, I'm loving the evolution of this. I'm loving the because we've always had the 2 casinos downtown, but this level of partner when you have the same parent umbrella, whatever, that same ownership on top. What y'all are doing is really going to change the game. So let's talk about what folks can expect this football season.
Yeah, certainly. Daniel, want to take us off?
Yeah, so I think what's so good is we got this hotel that's open, and for the past few months we've been entertaining the bowlers that were in the market, and those are a lot of out-of-town guests, and great to showcase that for out-of-state guests. Football season rolls around, and this is the time where we get to showcase all of our sports fans here locally. Let them know our hotel, it's been open since March, and we're looking forward to having a blast. So super nice rooms, 64 suites, and just looking for a great party to highlight this upcoming football season.
So I got the tour of the hotel back when it was first about to open up, or was opening up. Exquisite property. Absolutely exquisite property. Now, I don't believe any of the restaurants were up and running yet. Where are you all at on that front?
Yep. So we're still working on those, and later this year we're going to be unveiling the rest of the property. And like you said, 2 properties here, one with a hotel, to give our guests different experiences. You know, I think about the restaurants that we'll have, different from what the Queen has.
Yeah.
And different from maybe what the rest of downtown Baton Rouge has. So to be able to showcase something different adds to the entertainment. We're going to have a whole lot of fun, both football season and at the end of this year.
Now, meanwhile, over at the Queen, what are we expecting? What are we rolling? Is there anything new rolling out, or is it just a re-emphasis of what y'all launched when, you launched as the Queen with the DraftKings Sportsbook inside there, which is gorgeous, by the way.
Yeah.
And of course, all the collection of restaurants that you've already got. So bring us up to speed on the Queen.
Yeah, Brian. So lots of energy at the Queen. It's a whole lot of fun. I think what we want people to understand is we're not a riverboat anymore.
Right.
Either is obviously down the street when at the end of the year opening up our new property. It's a brand new state-of-the-art facility. We have 4 great restaurants. This upcoming football season, no shortage of fun things to do. We're going to have a DJ on Friday nights with concerts. On Saturdays, tons of food and drink specials. And, where can you get a $3 draft beer in town and drink them all night long and every day of the week? And so plenty of things to get into if you're feeling lucky at DraftKings. Nussmeyer's plus 850 for Heisman. Maybe you can go place a bet there, but plenty of things to check out. And if you're feeling lucky, that's the place to be.
Maybe I already have. Maybe I'm over. maybe I'm over 8.5 wins for LSU on the season. So I'm just saying maybe. I'm not.
I like that bet.
No, 8.5 is. I feel like that's a low number. I think we're a solid 9, possible 10. So.
I think Baton Rouge might be a little in trouble if we don't get to 8.5 or more.
We got Ryan and Daniel in with us from Bally's in the Queen. All right, restaurants over at the Queen. You mentioned it might be a little something different than the rest of Baton Rouge. For those who have not made it out there yet, what can they expect?
Sure. So, Brian, we have 1717. We have a really nice menu there with cocktails, the drink specials like we had talked about, plenty of game day specials. We have 3 Walks, which is an Asian concept, noodle bar.
Yep.
We also have Big Chicken, which is Shaq's restaurant. Awesome. I eat there twice a week at least. And then Capital Coffee, our coffee shop. And I saw you guys enjoying the cinnamon rolls earlier. So
I mean, that is a thick cinnamon roll.
It's thick.
It's dense. that's a sit-you-down cinnamon roll. To be
Absolutely.
Sure. I grabbed it because I thought, I'm like, oh, cinnamon roll. I can just roll out with this. And no. It's take a seat, buddy. Enjoy. The Shaq's Big Chicken is super underrated.
So
it's kind of become my go-to because it's quick, it's delicious, and I get right back to it. Games-wise, what are we looking at here? What's the latest? What's hot right now?
Yeah, sure. So always blackjack. We have several slot machines. It's funny that you talk to people; they have their favorite slots, and sure enough, Friday, Saturdays, and throughout the week, we see them there. And so, plenty of slot machines. We have some baccarat coming later in the fall, which is more of a Asian style player versus banker game. But also any other table games that you can think of, we have it, and plenty to choose from.
I'm personally a blackjack guy, but it's
we have you covered.
Yeah, no, you definitely do. Baccarat, that's James Bond's game, man.
Yeah.
That's the one that Bond likes to play in the films.
You got to come dressed fancy.
That's it,
right? I feel like you need the white dinner jacket with the black tie for sure.
1000%.
Yeah, it won't stick out like a sore thumb in Baton Rouge at all. The DraftKings Sportsbook, I got to ask a little bit because there's always action over there, and yet at the same time we have action in the palm of our hands I've got the DraftKings app as well. There was concern that, like, is the sportsbook going to be popular if you could just bet from your phone? It's a completely different experience. Walk us through the experience.
Definitely a different vibe, but we have private booths where you can get your friends together and literally it feels like you're immersed onto, like, the field. It's so close, a high-definition screen. The bar is right there. There's some video poker machines behind you. You have some betting terminals, so if you want to do a live bet and be in the energy of the game and the casino floor while the DJ's playing, while there's a concert over at 1717, you're right in the middle of it. So if being in the midst of the energy, if you're not at the game, or if you don't want to be in the middle of the traffic of the game, that's the place to be.
Football Sunday, man. For the NFL, you could. There's no. But Jimmy Ott posts up over there every so often for his football program leading up to kickoff. But once kickoff happens, there is, I mean, with the amount and size of the screens, there is no better way to experience football than over at the DraftKings Sportsbook. Bringing it back around to going to the games, for those that are coming to town for LSU, what kind of services are provided?
Yeah, I think when we look back and forth, there's a pretty easy route to get back and forth from our hotel to the game.
Mhm.
So this side, a lot of the hotels are maybe on the other side of LSU. Pretty quick path to get to LSU. We do have shuttle back and forth between the two properties. So
okay.
when guests come in, all about showcasing what we have. We know our casino is under construction right now, but the hotel's beautiful. It's ready to, have guests come in, but be able to get them over to the Queen or come to our Temp Casino. Just having that service going back and forth the whole time. So plenty of options if they come and stay with us, experiencing both places. And then ease to get to LSU. Some really good options to get down.
You literally make a right out of the parking lot.
Right.
Those are the directions. Make a right out of the parking lot.
Yes.
Because that puts you on Nicholson, and that puts you right towards campus. Don't take River Road, because I'm taking River Road, and I don't want traffic backed up. But just stay on Nicholson.
Don't let that secret out.
No. We try our best not to. But I wanted to ask about it because the shuttle between the Queen and Bally's, the shuttle between the two properties, is one part of that cooperation. I think is part of the game changer. There is you're always experiencing something different, whether you're talking about the games, whether you're talking about the entertainment, whether you're talking about eventually the food and whatnot from both places. You're always going to be able to maximize both.
Yeah, so I think the two different vibes of the property. If I'm a gamer, I like to have some options. I like to just have a different set of walls,
Right.
and they feel completely different. You have new build out in the Queen, feels like it was built back in 2020, 23,
Yeah.
and our property, it's an old property,
Mhm.
When we look at those buildings, some of them are over 100 years old.
Yeah.
So you have that vibe, the old brick, our food options that we'll have in the area draws a lot of that out. The fact that it was a train station at one point.
Yeah.
So just to be able to hop on a shuttle and get into two complete different worlds.
Right.
And different restaurant options and just completely different vibes. So depending on what you're feeling, you can get it.
So I know we're talking to a local audience, but I do want to reemphasize the hotel into this because that property, the views from that property are amazing. So if you're bringing anybody into town, where can folks go for reservations?
So they can go to thebellabatonrouge.com, go and check it out, hit book now. And just, again, to shout out, we have the largest suite inventory in the city. So we have 64 signature suites, which means a couple things. We have more to share, and we have pretty competitive rates with those rooms as well. So our deluxe rooms, our standard rooms, absolutely fantastic. Everything's renovated. If you spring for that signature suite, you're going to be happy.
So, the hope here is for an away game, just do a staycation.
Absolutely.
For an away game, because you'll take the shuttle over to the DraftKings Sportsbook, and you'll have the game in larger than life. Bring it back around to the suite as well, to really cap the whole thing off. It's y'all covered, man. Both ends of the riverfront. Gotta love it.
We're gonna have a blast.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's gonna be fun. So, the Queen Casino, Bally's Casino, Baton Rouge, and the DraftKings Sportsbook. Thank y'all so much for popping in for a couple minutes today.
Appreciate
Brian.
time.
Absolutely. We're at 8:49 at Talk 107.3 FM WBRP. I want to remind you one more time about the folks over at Breck. Breck.org is the website. I was telling you earlier, I was out at Independence Park yesterday for a little cross-country practice. What I love about Breck is they kind of have to be all things, all people, whatever it is you're into. Like, we were out there for cross-country. My kids were in cross-country. Meanwhile, you got this whole gaggle of, 3-year-olds playing soccer. On the other side of Independence Park, you got the Pee Wee football going on. You got all the parents getting in their steps on the sidewalk around the outside of the park. It's one of those examples of how they represent community. If you want to learn more, check out Breck.org. If you're into, like I said, cross-country, soccer, pickleball, tennis, basketball, swimming, equestrian, they've got it all, Breck.org. Here's a check of your money now. We'll close it out next on Talk 107.3. Oh, sorry, I had to squeeze in that.
Hey, no, that's cool. Love some Breck. First tee, I've been hitting that up with Eli.
Yeah.
Which is my son getting into golf means I get to play a little bit more golf.
Exactly. More of an excuse for you to get out. Yeah.
Appreciate letting us get out, man. We're excited about it.
I love singing those praises.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have that discussion later. once everything's fully up and running and we can.
We got, I know Lauren's been in contact a whole lot. Lisa, I think it's been this like we don't want to go out too heavy.
Are we all I know. It's so dense and sweet. I made the right call. Yeah. Chat's been quiet today. Oh. I'm not ready yet. Oh. I'm not ready yet. I'm seeing the cinnamon roll.
Yeah.
Good Lord, man.
Good, huh?
Oh. Daniel and Ryan hooked it up.
That's a hefty cinnamon roll.
Dude. It's like, I'm going to eat a cinnamon roll. Can you give me a spot? Night. Pick the thing. You know,
Yeah.
I'm having trouble with cinnamon roll because yesterday was leg day. Like, this is, that's a serious cinnamon roll, man. Lift with your legs. We're about to get out of here in just a little bit. Hand off to Moon Griffon, who will be in studio tomorrow. Looking forward to that very, very much. I want to thank everybody who's hopped on the show. If you missed any of the content, it'll be available individually on demand at talk1073.com. Before we get out of here, though, I do need to... you know what? We got to hit the outside in. Let's go. All right, a 4-1 vote over at the Public Service Commission. I don't have to tell you, you already know who the one was, but we'll get to that in a second. The Public Service Commission approves Entergy Louisiana's plan to build 3 natural gas-powered turbine generators to power Meta's proposed AI data center up in Richland Parish. More than a dozen people spoke out against the plan, including Logan Wolf from Thibodaux, who says a data center in Memphis is causing problems.
Their water system is failing because of the data center and how much water it uses to cool the center itself. And there's extensive reports of quality of life being affected because of the sheer amount of noise that these data centers produce.
And how'd you learn about that there, Logan? Would you Google it? He's powering the data center by, or he's causing the data center to have to be used right there. It's one little small example right there. I told you it was a 4-1 vote. You know who the one was. Of course, it was Devontae Lewis. He was the only one commissioner to vote against the plan. Now, Foster Campbell voted for it because he says Meta's new data center is projected to create more than 500 jobs for an area of the state that desperately needs it.
I mean, I understand these people, maybe from New Orleans or wherever they're coming from, saying they're against this program. But like I say, they don't live in Lake Providence. They don't live in Tallulah. They don't live in Columbia. They don't live in Monroe or Delhi.
I don't know that I've ever agreed with Foster Campbell like that. I mean, he's 100% right. I skimmed right past it. The guy who was speaking out saying it's taking all the water is from Thibodaux. Nowhere near the data center. Back to it. Opponents also concerned about Entergy's plan that empowering the data center will result in higher bills for Entergy residential customers. Entergy's Vice President of Regulatory and Public Affairs, Larry Hand, says Meta will pay most of the bill for the new electric generation. Residential customers might see their bill go up by like $1.
To think about this transformational, once-in-a-generation investment opportunity, and the cost or the benefit of that is plus or minus $1 is just absolutely mind-blowing that we have this opportunity.
Why, especially when you have 500 new jobs in the area, bolstering the local economy. We got to get out of here. Moon's next. All right, Facebook. We're rolling. We'll see y'all later.
Later.